Hello everyone and welcome to the Bearded Geeks, the weekly grab bag of topics covering movies, comics, video games and TV. My name is Jags, I am the Beard Master. With me today, the marvellous Patrick Brown, and holy fuck, it's Bobby Baxter.
What's going on?
What's going on?
It's been a while since I've heard that fucking intro you do. Just blow my head off in the room.
This is like the resurrection. You were like Jesus, and then you left, and now you're back.
Some 300 days later.
Only for a limited run, a minor appearance. Yeah. But we'll take what we can get. Hello, men.
Hello.
Hi. What's going on, Bob? Your hair's longer? Where you going?
Yeah, I've been hiding in my cave. I'm living the bachelor life at the moment.
Bachelor life.
You're
That's why you're here.
My
Taking that hair
ladies, my
tonic.
girls are away in Melbourne, so
Yeah.
The girls are away, so Bobby's going to play a lot of video games.
yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. And wandering around the house, like just looking for shit to do, because my life has been like, as Patty would imagine, or can relate, like it's been full on the last year basically, and then suddenly there's no baby and no wife in the house, and for like the next month, and I'm just wandering around going, well, I've tidied up. Now I don't have to do that again. 15 minutes later. Like, what do I do? And so I sit down, play video games, and then I'm like, okay, play another one?
To go through the old library.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm slowly working through.
Doing much Netflix or?
A little bit. I've been watching the Ted Bundy
Oh
thing.
yeah, cool.
It was pretty average, really. It wasn't anything particularly.
What's the
amazing.
deal with white women and like true life crime documentaries and podcasts and that? They go mad for them. What's the deal with that? Where's Russell? I need to ask Russell. I need his take. What's the deal with white women? They go crazy for this shit.
Don't know, Seinfeld.
I don't know. And then somebody was talking about, I don't know if it was the Ted Bundy doco series that's on Netflix or the movie with Zac Efron, the extremely vile and whatever it's bloody called. It's got some long weird title.
I think
they're talking about how sexy Ted Bundy is. I'm like, do you know what this man did?
Yeah, I think that's kind of like a result of this Ted Bundy thing blowing up on Netflix. They've gone, oh, let's go and make a fucking movie and make all this money off it. Which is, a little bit gross, because fucking, Zac Efron of all people playing him.
I had to look up what the real life guy looked like, and because when I first saw it was cast as Zac Efron, I was like, does any serial killer really look like him? And I had to look up it, and then I was like, oh, yeah, it kind of does.
He's not like the best looking guy in the world, like they kind of make him out to be on Netflix, but he's also like, I think that the thing is, he had that kind of Dexter thing where he was just kind of like a normal, like he could appear
like a lawyer
very
as well,
normal, like it is. I'd give it a watch. The tapes thing, like it's only 5 episodes or something like that. And I never really knew much about Ted Bundy before. He's one of those names listed in with all the fucking nasty serial killers and stuff, but I'd never really known his story so much. But he's quite a fucked up dude.
Yeah.
But also like a very charismatic guy as well, which I think sort of was how he was able to get away with it for so long at the start anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But
They're the scariest ones, the ones that just fit into day-to-day life and you have no idea.
well, he ended up, because he wasn't like a fully, he'd never passed his bar exam or anything, like he was training to be a lawyer. But he actually represented himself in his court cases. Like, he was given lawyers and basically, like, forced them all to fucking sit down and shut up. And he took the stage and tried to lead it on. And then he just, like, took weird turns in the case that, like, almost, like, to his detriment, because he'd sit there and, like, try and get witnesses to, like, explain the crime scene in really graphic detail, and you could just tell he was kind of
That's weird.
enjoying it rather than
Because
he wasn't using it as like a way to get himself out. He was just like kind of enjoying hearing about his crime scene
That's
again.
strange.
Yeah, in like a public forum and stuff.
And he escaped a couple of times too. Like he escaped from prison
Yeah.
a few times.
Oh, wow.
So it's worth a watch because like you kind of go, it was a different time, the 70s and stuff. and tracking a guy like that would have been so much harder. But yeah, in the end, it was kind of like, I don't know, the story's so old, and it was sort of like, oh, yep, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of dirty, this whole Zac Efron movie, though. I don't know if I'm on board
apparently
with that.
Netflix has picked it up as well. They paid a ridiculous amount of money for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on Netflix.
I was looking up reviews today.
Which
on
means
those.
it'd probably be shit house. But...
Yeah, the reviews today I saw weren't great. They called it like mediocre, like 5 out of 10.
It's already out?
Their review was, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Just the review I saw on IGN.
So the movie's already out, the Zac Efron one?
Don't know, but they've just put a review out for it, yeah. So I
Can't spell ignorant without IGN. So what else has been going on, Bobby? We've been doing okay without you. I missed you. To be honest, gonna be honest, mate. I miss you. It's not the same.
Oh, I've missed coming in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on our way to our 100 episodes. Pat, what are we today? Episode 79. I never say the episode numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of podcasters and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't bring up the episodes or whatever. It's
Well,
just,
you bloody well did.
it's just just let people know we're on our way to episode 100 and taking our break, our hiatus and that to, look at things and see what, we're not going anywhere, don't worry. Pat, we talked about this the other week, but we didn't get to talk about it fully, but I watched The Predator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Is this the latest one that came out?
Yeah.
Well, it's got good moments, hasn't it? So I found it's got a couple of good scenes that I loved.
I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. The
Like
problem I had was there were just like so many different leaps in logic. Like, you've got the prison guys on the prison bus, and then they're getting away, and the bloody biologist lady or whatever, she's trained in guns and stuff, and she's firing off guns and jumping off things onto top of moving vehicles and stuff. You're like, oh, okay, this is a bit of a leap in logic there. Could have explained that. And then in the very next scene, they're like, because they were just on a prison bus and they've got nothing. In the very next scene, they're at like a hotel and they're smoking and drinking and all this sort of stuff. And you're like, okay, where'd they get the money from to pay for all that? You're like, okay, it's a movie. Yeah, keep going. And then the next scene, they're like, hey, there's this bloody alien out there. Let's go and fucking kill it. It's going after my kid. Let's go and fucking kill it. They're like, yeah, let's do it. And then they pull guns out everywhere. You're like, where the fuck did they get the guns from? And it just keeps going like that. It's like every scene is a new question. You're like, where did that come from? Where did they get the money from for that? Where did those guns come from?
It's like a cartoon where they just pull it out from behind their back, like, whoop. Acme fucking shotgun.
And in that scene, he's like, I need my rifle. Like, his wife comes along and brings his rifle, like, from his house and throws it to him. He's like, yeah. And he fucking loads it. He's like, let's go kill some fucking aliens. And then you never see him with that gun ever again. He's got, like, some big fucking AR-15 or something like that in the next fucking scene. You're like, what? Okay. I don't know.
I just got, like, a lot of cheesiness out of the whole movie, and it was really kind of, just didn't feel like the same universe. I don't know. The way they pulled it off was just real solid medium from me. It was in the end.
I think we talked about this before, but like, I like Shane Black. I trust what he does. I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys, and I even like Iron Man 3. Like, I really like Iron Man 3. That feels like a Shane Black movie still, even though there's a little bit of producerage in there, tinkering and tampering and whatever and that, but it still feels like a Shane Black movie. This didn't feel like a Shane Black movie at all. Like, it feels like there's so much studio interference in there, like, let's refilm this, the ending wasn't cool enough or whatever. And bloody, what's his name? Bob, you're gonna watch this movie because I'm just gonna spoil the fuck out of it. Right, so he's wearing like they go hunting the predator in the woods, and he's got like the predator shoulder cannon like strapped to his thing. And the kid's like, he's like, how does this work? And it's like, it senses danger and then it just automatically fires or whatever. There's this split-second scene where the predator comes at him and it's like the gun must see it, the cannon on his shoulder must see it and it's going to fire. But then someone yells at his left and he turns his head and the cannon turns and blows his own head off.
Wow.
And that happens in like 3/4 of a second.
Yeah.
And then he's gone for the rest of the movie and no one acknowledges it. And you're like, and the very ending
I don't remember that, to be honest.
Because it's like 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, it
like
must have just happened.
blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
But And the ending was really shit, like right at the very end. They're like, hey, they brought us this gift. It's like a Predator killing fucking super suit or whatever, like an Iron Man suit. And
Like,
the guy's like, what the hell's
into
that? And he's like, that's my new suit. Dun, 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 in the movie. Like,
it was real, like, none of it was just, like, it just got a bit, far-fetched in a lot of ways.
I liked
real.
it, though. I liked it.
Yeah, I want to hear why you liked it.
I don't know why I liked it. It was
a big mess,
It was
I reckon.
stupid, but it was enjoyable. I don't know. It was bad, but I don't know. I think maybe it's a guilty pleasure for me now. Actually, it's not a guilty pleasure.
I had the same thing with Venom, I think. Like, I knew, like, critically and just, like, it was just a bad movie, but I don't know why. I walked out of the cinema and I was like, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It was
I'm exactly the same with The Predator.
But I didn't hate it. Like, it was, it was a fun, stupid thing.
I feel like that's kind of thing kind of happening a lot these days, isn't it? They're trying to just entertain people and then they forget about the real stuff, you know, like they're like too busy trying to make sure that people walk out, I was very entertained and happy, but because it was just not boring and stuff, but whereas they just lose the heart of the movie and like any kind of real story and stuff. So
I think I've just stopped caring about franchises because I know, like, 9 times out of 10 they're probably gonna ruin them they're gonna not ruin them, but they're just not gonna they're not gonna have the magic that the originals kind of had.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna reignite that kind of thing. Like, it's kind of when it happens, it's lightning in a bottle, and then it just,
I like some of the ideas they had in Predator, even though they were kind of not utilized or, fully formed or, didn't come into being properly in that. But there are a few ideas in there that I kind of liked. I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah, like I said, I liked moments. There was a lot of scenes. I was like, that was awesome, especially the science lab scene where the Predator's strapped down and then, he breaks out and kills like all the scientists around him and tries to break out of the lab.
Yeah, the violence was pretty good
brutal.
too.
It was brutal. I was like, this is awesome. This is because I haven't really seen the Predator in that situation, and we also got to see him use all his weapons in like a clear view as well.
And his mandibles.
It's not
like,
dark.
Killed someone with his mandibles as well. Like, bit him. And
it wasn't a dark setting or anything. It was real white and lit up, and I could see everything.
Sterile and shit.
Yeah, I could see everything. I was like, this is really cool. And, and there's a lot of other cool moments in the movie as well. But, yeah, overall,
3 out of 5.
I
can't even remember what I gave Venom. What did I give Venom? I can't remember. It was like a 1 out of 5, I think.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 1 out of 5.
You gave it like a 1.5. You were being generous.
Can't remember. Yeah.
Today, we're finally going to do our Red Dead Redemption 2 episode because people have been asking about it for like 2 months. When are you doing Red Dead 2? It's about time. Look, I had a plan, all right?
Have some goddamn faith.
Have some goddamn faith. Just need one more score. Waiting for the score, and he's here tonight.
One more score. Yeah, I literally only finished the game like a couple of weeks ago. Like,
Bobby's just come back from Tahiti.
Yeah, I just got back. Got a nice tan.
Selling his mangoes. You gotta sell mangoes, Arthur.
Just one more mango, Arthur.
But before we do that, let's do recommendations. Patrick Brown.
Ooh,
have you got a recommendation for us this week?
I do.
Oh, tell me.
I do.
Hey, Dougie.
I recommend. Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah. I recommend this beautiful
Velvet Buzzsaw
energy drink that I had up the street.
Oh, fucking hell. All right, yeah, it is recommend. You can recommend whatever you want. Okay, I'll play along.
As long as we get some fucking sponsorship deal out of this, Jesus.
It's called Summer Jam, and it's a V energy drink. I was like, ooh, and they only sell them at like the Servo up the road. No other shop has them. I was like,
what colour's the tin?
I've literally just kept driving to the Servo and getting just a drink, no petrol.
That's depressing.
They're like, no petrol? I'm like, no, sorry, just a drink.
What's it like, two for $5 or whatever?
It's 2 for 6, yeah.
$30 on tank 3 there. Oh, well, unleaded. No.
That's not me, sorry. Just the drink.
6-pack of V.
Do you just have a V pump out there? I'll just brought Jerry can. I just want to fill it with Summer Punch V.
I usually get 2 at a time.
That shit would probably fucking run your car too. Okay,
So, what's it
my
look like?
recommendation.
What's it taste like? Is it good?
Yeah, well,
Petrol.
so it's called Summer Jam. It's kind of like
Regular unleaded history. Oh, this new V they've got's pretty good. You can run your car on it.
Bloke just keeps coming back, so we just keep giving it to him.
gasoline.
Gasoline.
Mother's milk.
Mother's milk.
It's like mother's milk to me.
No.
Mad Max
Too
reference
soon
there.
after having a baby.
But no, it's good. It's like a, I think it's like a strawberry flavor, but it's also kind of strawberry raspberry kind of flavor. It's that's all I can say. It's kind of just
So it tastes like red.
red. Sugar, water, red. Yeah, we got the same joke.
Thanks, Dave Chappelle.
We've got a good theme going along here today. Red Dead Redemption, red flavoured drinks.
There you go. There's my recommendation.
That's a good
That's all I
recommendation.
can think of today.
Bob, have you got a recommendation for us? This is your first recommendation ever. Official recommendation.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go with what I've been doing, and that's been replaying the first two Metro games. Metro 2033 and
Nice.
Last Light. The Redux version I've been playing on PS4.
In preparation for Metro Exodus next week.
Yes. Yeah, freaking hell, man. That Metro 2033 I just got through last night at about 10 o'clock at night. And that game, I think it came out in 2010 from memory.
Oh, it was earlier than that.
Oh wow.
I remember buying it on 360 in like 2008, 2009.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure I
wow.
wikied it, and it was 2010.
Fuck you.
But that's still 9 years ago.
This is the reason why we booted you off the show.
You and your research.
Facts.
Facts. Yeah, don't let facts get in the way of a good story. No, yeah, so I mean that's still that's 9 years ago that game came out. That held up so fucking well. Like I enjoyed about 95% of that game from start to finish. It was fucking awesome. There was
For sure.
There was one level, there was like a turret level, which kind of everybody, when I looked it up, because I kept getting stuck on it, and I looked it up, and it turned out there was a bug that happened. Like there was a bug from the previous level. Like basically, you get night vision. I think the level before, so I'm wandering around with night vision goggles, and if you interact with the last cutscene with the night vision
With them on.
he just like they come off, the cutscene plays out, but then as he's walking to the car to get into the turret, he flips them back down, and that's a bug. Like it's not meant to do that.
Oh.
So then you get into the car, and there's fucking bright lights everywhere in this tunnel. So then you're trying to shoot like 100 dudes as you're on this rail car turret thing.
Shit.
And you can't see anything because it's just fucking bright lights. And so I played that bit about 15 times, and I couldn't shoot shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why'd they make this so fucking hard? And also the turret, you have to control with like both sticks. So one stick's for turning and the other one's kind of for looking around with your gun kind of thing. So you have to sort of slowly turn the turret and then aim with the other stick. So that's hard enough. But then with night vision on, I was losing my shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I looked it up, and they're like, no, it's a bug. You have to go back to chapters, reload,
Oh no.
an old autosave, and basically go through that whole cutscene
But
again.
make sure you take them
Make
off
sure
before
it's
you
off.
do it.
Or
Okay.
like what I had to do was flatten my batteries, because you've got like in Metro the games,
you got the little squeezy pump where you...
yeah. So you have to keep your torch and your night vision and everything like powered with this squeezy fucking
Oh right.
like little what are they called?
Like a fucking wind-up torch, but it's a squeezy handle. You know, the portable battery fucking thing.
turbine thing or whatever they're called. Anyway, so I just left my night vision and like torch on for ages and just let the battery go to nothing, and then played the cutscene. So then there was no possible way that you could put night vision on because it'd be dead anyway.
Yeah.
So did that, played it through, got through in like one go. It was like, it was piss easy. I was like, oh, okay. But that was like the only hiccup of the game, and I think the rest of it was just fantastic. I really loved it, and the graphics hold up so well on the Redux version. Like
they've got a knack, haven't they, for making the graphics like a step ahead of all the other games, haven't they? In their time, like even this new one's just looks like that'll date well, I reckon.
Yeah, I think the Metro games, especially the PC versions, when they bring those out, like they're always at the top end of
there's a big kerfuffle about that. Have you been reading about this, about Metro Exodus, where they're
the PC,
making it a the Epic Store exclusive? It's not available on Steam.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bummer for Steam players, obviously, because I think anyone that pre-ordered on Steam still gets their copy on Steam, but no one else, like anyone that was waiting to buy it on Steam on the release, and now they have to wait another year because it's exclusive through the Epic Store. I think so. And everyone chucked the shits. I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't stop me buying from somewhere else. Actually, with the exclusivity deal, the game's actually $10 US cheaper.
Yep.
I don't think they have. I think one of the main issues everyone has is it's not region priced, so like it'll be in US dollars, not Australian or wherever you live. And I think also it's something to do with the company that owns Epic. It's like Tencent or something, and apparently they're like part owned by a Chinese company, so people are worried about data breaches and that kind of shit. But
something to look forward to.
I don't know. Steam's had plenty of fucking data breaches in the past too, so I think, complaining about that stuff is a bit, kettle calling or whatever that fucking
pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that a racist term now? I don't know.
We have to ask the kettles.
You have to ask the kettles. It's the pot calling the kettle red.
My kettle is actually black, so
mine's white.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things that like it blows up online, and there's all this other controversy around it too. Like the developers, one of the devs that worked on it came out and was just like fucking. He was just angry because they were review bombing like on Steam the Redux games, which are great games. They've always had great reviews,
which is a shit ass thing to do because you're pissed off. Yeah, all
these angry customers, all these angry Steam users are bombing that, and yada yada yada. And he's sort of. I think there's been a translation thing too, like because they're a Ukrainian company, so what he's come out and said on the internet's probably sounds worse in translating to English than it does in real life or whatever. But he's like, if you do this, there won't be a PC version of the next Metro game, because we'll just do consoles if that's the way PC goes. And what he's probably trying to get at is like, if you make this game a risk for potential sales on the PC platform, that I think what he's saying is the publisher just won't fucking won't let them make a PC version the next time around. They'll just port straight to console kind of thing. But then all the Steam users felt attacked by it and fucking
fuck off.
Just the internet going crazy. It's like everybody fucking
Steam
settle down.
Steam users get enough fucking good shit. The amount of sales they have. Just look at Marky Mark. He's got like $6,000 worth of fucking games, and all of them he's bought while they were on sale too. I bought a game for $1 too. This is for like 10 years worth of fucking games I bought, and I've never paid more than $10 for any of them.
The thing too now is like Steam's had monopoly for so long that those sales are actually petering off. So in my mind, it's actually really good that there's another company, like there's other, like a lot of PC gamers are like, oh, I've already got like 7 launchers. I don't want another launcher to open up another game, another storefront. I'm like, competition's fucking good. If there was only one place around town that was selling video games, they would never have sales because they don't have to compete with each other to fucking make those sales.
Exactly.
So,
and PB and I, we're all about price matching, aren't we?
Like if EB Games was the only place to buy games, you would never see them drop for $100. They'd just be $100. So it's kind of good that there's another storefront out there that's coming in and going, hey, let's make it exclusive. Let's take $10 off the launch price and let's have it for a year, and then Steam can.
Competition is good. Not always good for us, hit pockets, but can be good.
Well, in the end, it's
not when it comes to streaming services, though. Fuck me.
Yeah. Well, that's the other side of the coin. It's like, things like Netflix. It'd be great if there was just one, because then you don't have to pay for all of them. But at the same time, it's kind of like, with video games, I think more is better. Like more options is better.
For sure, absolutely.
Rant Finish.
That was a good recommendation. I've got a recommendation this week. I watched Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, what was that
With,
like?
Jeff Bridges and John
trying to see that.
Hamm and Chris Hemsworth.
Is that out on Blu-ray now?
Yeah, I bought it on 4K and I watched it on
cool.
4K and yeah, it's quite
I
good.
wouldn't mind watching
Hotel, the El Royale. This is in like 1969. It's like this border.
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm back, baby.
We haven't had one of them for a while.
Yeah.
Russell's going to be so excited you're back. He sent me a message on Messenger the other week and he's like, I miss Bobby.
He's the only person in the world that says
No, there's been a few actually. Don't sell yourself short. There's been a few. So the El Royale is like this hotel that's on like the border of like California and Nevada. So it's like a themed hotel. So this side of the hotel, you know, is like the California experience, and over this side is Nevada, and it's this group of people, like 8 different people that all end up at this hotel. And they've all got their own stories and that, you know, it's all intrigue. It all plays out over one night, you know, and some people aren't who they say they are. And, you know, it's kind of, yeah, there's just, you know, these people arrive in the late afternoon and then, you know, things just play out over the course of this one night. And, yeah, it's quite a good movie. It's probably one of the better movies of last year. Definitely unseen. It's not, you know, it's not going to set your house on fire. It's fucking outstanding, but it's quite a good film. Drew Goddard obviously was the big draw in that for me, you know, like Cabin in the Woods, and I can't even remember the other things that Drew Goddard's done now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But, yeah, you know, it's the name, you know, the name behind it always had me intrigued about the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite good. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Seeing the trailers and stuff when it came out, and I was like, that looks like a movie that I'd be into. Like,
I really enjoyed it, but then at the same time, like, what I'm saying is I really enjoyed, like, the first hour and that, but it does take a little bit to get going, you know? It does take, you know, it's
just lots to set up. So.
Yeah, it's like 2 hour, 20-minute movie, you know? It's like Drew Goddard intentionally trying his best to make a Tarantino-style film. Yeah, it's actually quite good. It looks great, sounds great. Like, I liked all the characters and stuff. Chris Hemsworth, I think this is one of the more interesting characters I've seen him play, even though, you know, it's not too groundbreaking. You know, he's still very charismatic. He plays a cult leader. Yeah. So, but yeah, he's quite good in the movie. You know, it doesn't skimp on the violence and stuff. You know, there's a nice little bit of violence and that in there. Plenty of swearing and that. Yeah, it's quite good. It's definitely worth a watch, you know. It may not be your cup of tea, but it's definitely one of the better movies of last year, and I actually really enjoyed it.
I'm down to see
cool.
it.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it in the cinema.
So did I, but it's just that thing where I'm just like, I'll go tomorrow. Same with Overlord. We were talking about this the other day because I said to Pat, I'm going to see Overlord today. And then by that afternoon, I was like, something happened. I can't be fucked. And then the next day it was gone. I'm like, fuck it, you know? Yeah. I've done that so many times.
I missed fucking Spidey too. I was really shitting that I missed that.
Oh, that was fucking great, wasn't it? Yeah, we love that, didn't we?
Yeah, Spidey Homecoming.
That was Patrick Brown's movie of the year last year, wasn't it?
Not Homecoming, bloody...
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yes.
Pat's out of it. He's yawning.
He's
noisy drinking.
I was here on the night for the review of Homecoming. Jesus Christ.
Did we all go together? We must have. My memory is not what it was.
Wait, hang on a second. Wake up, motherfucker.
You want to do the news? I got 2 little bits of news. They're not terribly exciting, but they're interesting enough.
Let's do it.
Yeah, all right.
I haven't heard any news for ages. I'm totally out of the loop.
Yeah, you are out of the loop. Pat, we love Mission Impossible Fallout, didn't we?
Yeah,
It's probably the best action movie of last year.
Yep.
It's probably the best action franchise going.
He's like
the loading the
rolls
arms.
his arms up. Yeah, the big reloading them.
Paramount are making the next 2 Mission Impossible films back to back. The first one will release in 2020 and the second one in 2021. Obviously, to capitalize on the success of the last few films. Rogue Nation did very well. Fallout did even better, was received very well. And yeah, they're just trying to cut down on that waiting period between movies. And also, I guess, because Tom Cruise is getting older. I mean, it won't be long and he'll be 60, I guess. And Ethan Hunt, you know, it'd be like he'd be doing a Harrison Ford in Crystal Skull. You know, he'd be trying to run and he's like, I'm still Indiana Jones. And you're like, You don't know.
They'll probably pass it on in some way, won't they? Give it to a new, like a younger,
Maybe.
new
But
Ethan
then,
Hunt.
yeah, like I have no problem with this whatsoever. Christopher McQuarrie, who wrote and directed the last two films, is coming back to write and direct the next two, which is fantastic. And I'm just like, how's Tom Cruise and Chris McQuarrie going to up the ante in the next one? One of these movies, he's going to have to go into space, and Tom Cruise is actually going to have to be in space. That's what's going to happen.
I was hoping that you'd say Henry.
Mission Impossible to Mars. Dun, dun.
Imagine after all these massive blockbusters, though, they're like they just let Cruise get old. Like, I mean, fuck, he's doing good for pushing 60.
And then make him the villain.
What are they feeding him at the Scientology Center? It must be fucking age-proof stuff or something. But like, imagine if
it's
you
placenta. It's all placenta.
It's all placenta and stem cells.
So Christopher Reeve in the South Park. He could walk again.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked.
But yeah, you know, like Tom Cruise, fucking 75, 80 now, you know, in like another decade or two or however long it takes, and do like a really stripped down fucking Logan old man, Mission
Old Man
Impossible.
Hunt.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty fucking sick.
I can imagine that.
Still after
He'd
him.
still hold his ground too. He'd be pretty good at it.
He's climbing out of his chair and the Mission Impossible theme starts, and it's like he's taking a long time. It's just like
He's on a walking frame and he's just like fucking taking down guys.
bum
Keep
bum
going.
bum.
Is
It's
there-
like Bubba Hotep.
Yeah,
Do
that's a
that.
great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
there-
Ethan Hunt in a nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
Terrorists have infiltrated the nursing home. Dun, dun. Pulls out his catheter. It's got like a fucking, I don't know, your mission. This thing will self-destruct and shoot piss everywhere in 5 seconds. But no, that's pretty cool. I'm down for more Mission Impossible.
Any word if Henry Cavill will come back with that rumor?
There's word on the street that they want to bring back Alec Baldwin and Henry Cavill, but they're going to bring him back in like flashbacks and shit and
Damn it.
other shit like that. Because we wanted Henry Cavill to come back as like a fucking cyborg or something.
Yeah, I want him back as like all messed up.
That's actually funny talking about how movies are like going over the top. We were talking about the Hobbs and Shaw trailer the other day. It's like the Rock and Jason Statham, the Fast and the Furious spin-off movie they're doing, and we're just like...
Sounds like something I'll never watch.
We're talking about this the other...
the trailer. It was nuts.
The trailer is like Idris Elba's like the bad guy, and they've
Of
given...
course he is.
No, wait, it gets better. He's got like superpowers, so he's like super strong, his skin's bulletproof.
This is Fast and Furious, and they've fucking
This
put
is like a Fast and Furious.
superhuman in there.
But then I said to Pat, I'm like, if you've got a movie where you're going up against The Rock and Jason Statham together, that just seems like the logical thing to do, like to have a superpowered villain. Because you couldn't have Idris Elba fighting The Rock one-on-one. I mean, I love Idris Elba, but he's not getting any younger. I mean,
And in the trailer, he's like punching through steel walls.
yeah, he's like
and
punching.
ripping them off
he's like
and he's like super
Bulletproof
strong.
skin and
This
shit.
is all under the banner of Fast and
It's
Furious.
called Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw or something
Yeah,
like that.
because The Rock and Statham were in the other Fast and Furious movies, you know, as you know,
These
side
characters. And, you know,
And now
they
they're like,
had
"Let's make a
chemistry.
spin-off."
The last couple of films, they kind of play them as like an odd couple thing. They kind of hate each other, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's spin that off into a thing movie because Vin Diesel's real shit and he always causes trouble. So let's spin it off because The Rock's actually the one who's pretty much driving the franchise and shit."
Yeah.
I mean, the last movie they had a fucking submarine chasing him. I thought that was ridiculous, but now they're like, Idris Elba's got superpowers, and I'm like, take my money. I want to see him fight The Rock, mano a mano, and Jason Statham as well. You couldn't win if you went up against if it was Idris Elba just versus The Rock and Jason Statham. You're like, this is going to be over in 10 seconds. But now he's got superpowers. You're like, take my money. I want to see it. I really want to see it. I bet you it makes fucking $1 billion.
Yeah, I reckon it'll make it. It looks
None of mine.
entertaining. I'll give it that. It looks entertaining.
Yeah, we're going. We're doing a show on it. We're doing the Hobbs and Shaw show.
I gotta see this trailer.
You have to watch it later.
I will watch it.
I'll hate
Yeah, you will.
Do you want to watch it now?
No, we'll save it for after.
We'll save it for after. All right. And my second bit of news is this is coming off Mission Impossible and that as well, because it's from Paramount and that. Today, Paramount cancelled World War Z 2, starring Brad Pitt and to be directed by David Fincher. Kind of dirty about it because World War Z was, it was average to fine. The
I
only...
think the book readers were like
Yeah.
fuck no.
Because it was more just like expose and like memos and shit that just kind of spoke about this zombie apocalypse and whatever, and it just all kind of, just all these little documents and that just painted one big picture. It had nothing to do with anything that was in the movie.
No.
So the only reason I was interested in the sequel was because David Fincher was coming in. I'm like, this is going to be the greatest zombie movie ever made. And now they've cancelled it because the idea or the thought is that Paramount is going to funnel... They're not sure about this movie, so they're going to funnel that money into the next 2 Mission Impossible movies. Which I'm fine with.
There's a game coming out, isn't there? World War Z game.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. It's called Days Gone.
Well, yeah, there's that too. But I think there's actually a branded...
There is a World War Z game coming. I don't care about that either. I only cared about this movie because Fincher was directing. But now, I mean, Fincher's had so many movies cancelled. Like he was gonna do a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That was cancelled. I don't think it got as far in. I think he'd been working on this for like a year and a half, something like that. But canned, done.
That sucks.
Shit out.
So if it was a 2, does it mean it was a continuation of the...
Yeah, it was the same character and whatever. Brad Pitt coming back. Brad Pitt's been trying to get this movie made for the last 6 years, so you can only imagine how he's reacting. Apparently he's not too happy. So he's going to go do a little drama where he stars as a pedophile or something. I don't know. We're talking about this earlier. We're going to do like a Kevin Bacon in The Woodsman or something like that. I don't know. Go do a little drama. I don't see Brad Pitt doing many little dramas. They're always like dramas by big directors with big budgets.
I don't remember
like
the last
Allied.
movie that he's done.
But, there was things like Burn After Reading and stuff that...
yeah, but that's a Coen Brothers movie. That's like a whole different kettle of fish.
He hasn't really done
back
movies
to the kettles.
for ages, has he? Brad Pitt. I don't remember the last
I just like
movie.
Moneyball. I thought Moneyball's a great movie.
Oh, okay, that was probably his last one, was
I
it?
don't think I've seen
that was like 6-7 years ago.
That was ages. Yeah, he hasn't done anything much, like, movie-wise.
I really liked Fury. I thought Fury was great.
That's right. Fury was good, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the last few movies that he's done. Fury and Moneyball and...
Oh, well, this year we got Once Upon a Time in America. Tarantino. Him and DiCaprio.
Oh, right, okay.
DiCaprio is like an ex-Western TV actor, and Brad Pitt plays his stunt double, and he's trying to break into the movies.
That sounds pretty cool.
They had some pictures up from that the other day. There's like a shot of Leo jumping over like a pickup with a shotgun in his hand. You're like, that looks sick. Yeah. That's it. That's all the news. Let's talk about Red Dead 2, finally, after 2 months.
Yeah, yep, let's do it.
Where do I begin? Red Dead Redemption 2 released at the end of November, I believe. I took like 3 days off work to play it.
3 days? You took like fucking 3 weeks then.
Yeah, I think I took like a week off work to play it. I think that was what happened. I bought 2 copies on the day. It was fucked.
Yeah, that's right.
You did too.
We were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It had a massive install, so I went to the midnight release, and then I installed it, and then I went to bed, and I got up, so when I got up, I could just play it straight away. So I went and picked up my big, awesome $150 edition, and then I took it back that afternoon and got my money back. And the guy's like, he looked at me, he's like, really? I was like, yep. He's like, has it still got the DLC codes in it? And I was like, nope. And he's like, okay. He's like, I don't think I can do this, but I'm going to do it for you. And I'm like, technically you have to do it. It's like a 7-day return. It's your EB policy. You bring your game back within 7 days and get your money back. So I brought it in within 7 hours and got my $150 back. It's like, thanks, bye. And I just got my standard edition copy, but I got all the DLC, which I never used, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know. It was good. It was really good, wasn't it? It was a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for coming, everyone. See you all next week. Hey!
You can hear by the energy like how worn out we are.
Yeah, it's a heavy game.
It's exhausting.
Heavy.
Game is the story. We talked a little bit about it at the end of our end of year episode. Our Spider-Verse episode. We talked about it. Our best of 2018. We did at the end of the show. We talked about Red Dead for 5 minutes.
It's funny, the other night we pretty much did a whole podcast without recording about it, didn't we?
We did.
We just had a big rant about it for like 3 hours.
We did. It was very good.
I think there was a lot of focus on negative in that rant. There's a lot of positive in that game, but man,
I don't even know where to begin. I guess we'll start with the story. It's what, 10, 12 years before the first game? Set before the first game? It's like 80... What is it? It's like 1898 or 99 or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's like
99,
11 or 12 years before the first game.
Mm.
And you're in Dutch's gang, Dutch Vanderlyn. The game starts. You've just had like a botched job in Blackwater. We were gonna rob a ferry, which we never see, which is cool. We never actually see any of it. We just hear about this botched job, and a few members of the gang were killed. You know, some were injured, and eventually they die. So it was like they lose like 3 people out of the gang. So everybody's down in the dumps, being chased by the Popo. And they've chased us up into the mountains, and the game starts like a big tutorial kind of area. It starts, you're up on this snowy mountain, and you kind of run through the story for about, I don't know, what is it, an hour and a half or a couple of hours, depending how fast you play.
Yeah, something like that.
About 3 hours, something like that, maybe.
I was so excited when that started, though. I was like, I'm getting fucking Hateful Eight kind of vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Up here, I'm like, this is fucking really cool.
Just don't drink the fucking coffee.
But, yeah, stay away from the coffee. But, you know, yeah, after like 2 or so hours up there, you're just like, get me out of
You're
here.
like, come on. You're itching. You're like,
I can't wait to get out of this fucking
Takes a while
snow.
to get out of the mountains, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right at the very top, that was one thing I hated, because a couple of days after the game come out, the amount of people I saw posting the game on like on buy and sell pages and shit, like selling Red Dead as new, played it for an hour, didn't like it. And I'm like, you've not even passed the tutorial thing. These are just like all these fucking kids and people with ADHD and no patience.
You already
and they
know
just
what
want to get
kind of
straight to the
people-
open world, and they want to run around and just cause havoc. They don't even want to play the story.
They just
like,
want action-packed games like Just Cause and
yeah,
shit
they
like
can
that,
just run around, cause trouble, and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like, they just want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
There was so much action in that first bit as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, but they just want the open world. They want to go out into the world and just do it at their own pace.
And they want to be free roam straight away and all
Yeah.
that, you know, like, that's kind of what they expect, like a big GTA thing, but...
like even
yeah.
like GTA 5, like the intro to like the job, like in the snowy fucking thing at the start of GTA. There's a coalescing here. That both of them had snowy intros in both these games.
I thought that.
Oh, that's
too.
right, yeah.
But the start of that, like the intro for that, was only like 10 or 15 minutes. Like
Yeah,
this was
yeah,
like
it didn't take
3
long.
hours, you know, a couple of hours, you know.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a good bit of narrative in that at the beginning of the game.
understand, like, if you've played it for a few hours and people start to go, is this the game? Like, I suppose, but I don't know, like...
I think they'd be pretty silly to not think that, you know, to go and sell it straight away, that obviously they just can't be bothered. They're just like, they just don't want this cinematic experience, do they? Like, just soak it in. They
It's too slow.
They just want to go
it's
gung
this.
ho and like shoot everything. They're the kind of people in Red Dead Online that just shoot you on sight.
lasso you and drag you around.
They're them kind of people. Like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm probably guilty of playing other games, though, that do the same thing. You play it for a couple of hours and go, this is not me, and turn it off, and you might open up into some awesome thing later, or you just never come back to it kind of thing. I'm not the kind of person that takes the game back to the shop.
No.
It just sits on my shelf and I never fucking touch it again.
Like sometimes you don't feel like a heavy game. You just kind of want to
Yeah.
run, you know, one that you can chuck on and off.
Yeah. But, oh man, they're missing so much by not getting through it. But I do understand, like, that first area, I loved the storytelling elements of it, but fuck, it felt pretty oppressive by, you know, a couple of hours in. You just feel like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
but I mean, I think that's the intention too. It's like that's
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
It's fucking hard being up in the mountains and stuff. So
And I love
getting
that.
out of there.
Like it made it feel really hard for him and gritty, and yeah, it was really cool.
Just the slow movement through the snow and
Yeah.
fucking trudging.
Even the hunt, you had to go and hunt for some food because everyone's starving. You know, that was just kind of made it more realistic and that too.
And the entire narrative as well. Like Pat and I spoke about this at the end of the game. You know, I'm jumping ahead a bit here, but seeing as we're just talking about the narrative, I mean, anybody who's listening to this has probably already played the game. And if you haven't played it to the end by now, well, shame on you.
Everyone
would
would know.
Spoil the fuck out of it. You get to the end of the game, right, and it's like, because if you actually go into the mission checklist and you have a look, it says there's like 104 or 114 main missions or something like that. There's quite a few.
Shitload.
There's quite a few.
A lot.
But you're playing through it, and it's like in chapters, you know, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever.
I don't think it tells you how many missions there are, like, on the way to the ending. It's only after you finish the game that you can look and see how many
It's in
you've
there.
done.
It's in there, because I looked right at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it said there's like 100. Yeah. If you
didn't
actually
see
go
that
through
at
the
all.
menus and stuff, you can find it in there.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so you get to the end of the game, because the game is essentially you're a gang of outlaws and you're on the run for the popo. You know, you get to an area and you do whatever, and then they're on your tail, and you have to, you know, pick everything up and move to the next place, and then try to settle there and make something, and then you're constantly being chased through the game. You know, you never, you know, you're always kind of on the back foot and stuff. You know, you never feel really safe anywhere. And getting toward the end of the game, because the game is so long, and Pat mentioned this to me, he's like, getting toward the end, it was like, it was a real push, you know, I was really feeling worn out by the game, you know.
Task.
And, task, that's exactly the word that Pat used, and I'm like, I don't think that's, like, fully, like, what you're feeling. Like, yeah, it is a long slog, but then, as well, it kind of fits in with the narrative, because these people are being pushed, like, by the police, like, by like, the feds and that, like, constantly, like, they're being pushed. They don't have time to rest. It's a long slog, you know. They just want things to stop. They want to get to fucking Tahiti and sell mangoes, you know. But it's just that constant slog. It fits in with the story in that as well. So well, that's how I saw it anyway. So, like, I imagine this is how Arthur and that felt, like, constantly being pushed, like, when is this going to end? Like, we just want this to be over. We just need to get this last score. Have some faith, you know. We got to save ourselves. We got to get our redemption.
They said that too many times a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, they had that same narrative mission after mission for a while there at the end.
You've seen the memes, they're everywhere. The only Red Dead 2 memes you really see are like, you've just got to have faith, or one more score. You know, there was a lot of that. That was harped on a lot. Yeah. Like, change your tune, Dutch. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sell us the idea of this thing. Like, it was almost like, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it was partly like they were just trying to make it clear that he doesn't have a fucking plan, so he just keeps saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just kind of felt like a little bit repetitive, that thing from him.
Yeah, it did. You're beating on the same drum, you know, just ease off a bit, drop back on that.
Yeah.
But in this game, you play as Arthur Morgan, who's kind of like the first lieutenant, kind of head enforcer, kind of the gang. He's kind of the first one sent out to do, like, all the important dirty work, you know. He's kind
the
of
devil's right hand.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And you see John Marston, he's more of a rookie, isn't he? He's like just what is he in his mid-20s or something?
He's the left hand. He's kind of like, because they're both recruited around about the same time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as story
Arthur's
goes.
a bit older, isn't he? Like,
a little bit.
Yeah, Arthur's a little bit older. He was in the gang a little bit longer because he was when he was a boy, and then they found John, and they're essentially brothers. You know?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
But John's he's, as Patrick Brown wanted, he's kind of a shitbag. He's a little bit like he's a conflicted guy. He's got a lot going on. You know, he's got his family and that there, and there's this kid which he didn't want to believe was his. He didn't want that responsibility, and he kind of left the gang. And Arthur's kind of dirty on him because he left, but he's come back.
Ran off for like a year.
Yeah, he ran off for like a year, and Dutch accepted him back in. You know, he came back, and you know Arthur's kind of dirty on him about that for like the first half of the game. Like, he really gives fucking John a really hard time, and John's not like. You know, John's not in the foreground a lot, you know, like, because he was the main character in the first game. He's not in, like, this is Arthur's story, and John plays a role in it, and more so toward the end of it. But, you know, John's there, you know, he's in the background. You have interactions and that with him, but it's not, you know, every mission. It's like, hey, John, come here. It's like, hey, you and Dutch, come here. Arthur and John, you go together.
More so in the later half of the game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The first half is all about Arthur, really.
You don't really see John on missions much. He's too busy healing from his wounds.
Yeah, that's right.
He gets
later in the
he gets
game,
his scars right at the beginning.
John
of the
doesn't
game,
really join in on missions too much until later. He's usually just bumming around the camp, sloping around, like, being a bit of a sad sack.
But like not interacting with his kid particularly well.
Shit
like that.
What did you guys think of the map? Because the map is huge. Like, obviously, once you finish and post game, or the epilogue, the original map, like New Austin and that, opens up and you can go down there. Because you can't pretty much, because you wanted kind of over that side of the map, so you're not allowed to go over there because, you know, you're 5-star fucking wanted rating or whatever over there.
Funny thing happened with the map with me was basically like, for the entire time I was playing Red Dead, I kept looking back on the map to the old, because I knew the old game was under there. It's like, it's on the printed map that you get when you buy the game.
Yeah,
so
that.
you can see it all. And I'm always like, when am I going to be able to fucking finally go over to Armadillo? When am I going to do it? Can't wait to ride into that desert again and check out like all the towns in a different time period, blah, blah, blah. And then the game goes on and goes on and goes on and on and on and on and on. And then you finish it, and then there's an epilogue that goes fucking on and on and on and on. And like the epilogue is like a quarter of the length of the full game. It's bloody long as hell. I thought I'd finished the game, and then it's like...
You spent like 10 hours doing the epilogue, I reckon.
Ages. And then that finished, and the map opens up, and then the credits roll, and I was just like, I haven't touched the game since. So
you haven't even looked around the bottom map.
In that map. I spent fucking like 60 hours looking at like, I can't wait to go over there. And then when the credits roll, I have not even ridden over there. So.
I absolutely loved the whole map. I thought, best thing I thought was it's just so dense with everything. They've really made like, because there's so much map. It's very surprising how large it is, but it's also there's like a lot in each part of it. It's never just big plain. There are plain fields and stuff, but there's always something to do, or there's like and it helps with all the different stranger interactions, or something's happening around you, and it's never too repetitive, I found. It always
feels really natural. Look, this is going off the half of the map that I've seen.
Yeah.
I kind of know the layout of the old map because, the first game, whatever. But, yeah, all the new areas, what I found was the transitions between areas is done so fucking well. Like, so many games, you'll be riding along and it'll be snowy mountains, say, like Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that, riding through this open thing, and then you walk through and there's a fucking desert next door, and you're just like, what? It's snowing and minus 30 over here, and you walk through this cavern and now it's like 45 degrees. Like, what the fuck? Whereas in that game, there's a really nice transition, like going into the swamps. The deeper you get, the more lush and like fucking scary it kind of gets.
Yeah.
You go out through the plains in the middle there, and it's like wide open fields and beautiful fucking rock formations and shit. And you go up into the forest, and it gets thicker and thicker and thicker.
It takes a while.
North you go, and
I thought that
the open world is probably one of the best, if not the best open world that's ever been made.
It is, game, I think. It's great. And like the only I picked up on, it's still actually it's pretty right. I was just going to say, you know how the bottom map opens up finally? You go in there. I just thought when I went through that whole bottom half of the game, it did feel like, especially when I was going more towards Armadillo, and it is more of a desert, but there was really nothing to do, like up there. Not really any strange missions popping up at all. I ran around like most of it, and there was really not much at all to do around there at all. Whereas up in the main map, it was just so much. There's always something going on, and it's still quite interesting. It's like they spent all their focus up there, and I love that they opened up the bottom one.
Stuff, isn't it?
Could be, yeah. I
imagine is like
they still hunt and everything. There's always animals and stuff, but yeah.
I did like make a character for the online thing just to give it a go, and my character spawned right down fucking in the middle of the desert somewhere.
Yep.
In some little town, and everyone's shooting the shit out of each other, and I was like, nah. I played for about half an hour, and they just kept shooting the shit out of me. I'm like,
there is a bit to do
GTA
down there
with horses.
Yeah, there is a bit to do down there. Not really mission wise. There's a couple, not many, but when you get down there, it's more. There are different plants that you couldn't. They're found nowhere else. Different animals.
Yeah.
There are legendary animals that are only accessible when that part of the map opens. So if you want to do like all the legendary animal hunting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's just like all the different, you're riding around Red Dead, and you find a little bloody hobbit hole, and Arthur pulls out, you hold in triangle, Arthur pulls out his sketchbook and he sketches it and writes a little note there.
I love it.
There are all those kind of different things, just little things you find, and John pulls out, the notebook.
Have the app, the companion app thing?
I did,
with the whole
yes.
diary thing in there and stuff?
No.
I downloaded it for a look and stuff, and it was interesting as hell at the start of the game, because I didn't realize how chronological that diary is. Like in the app, you like scroll through, and he
right.
adds all the drawings and all the things as you discover them, or the missions as you do them, sort of thing. So, the pages are different.
Yeah.
Like your diary would look different to mine, depending on what you did or where.
Do you know what I really loved? How Arthur, every time he got his little notebook out and he did a drawing of what you're looking at and wrote a little note. He was kind of an artist, he was really good, and his drawings were really awesome. And then you get to John's, and then John went at the epilogue, and John finds a spot, and you write, and it's usually just a stick drawing. Like it's usually just
they're pretty basic.
A pretty crappy drawing of it.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He does like a really crappy stick kind of drawing, like of just basic lines.
But John has very nice handwriting.
Yeah.
He has very nice handwriting.
I thought that was great because Arthur's are just so great. Like,
And that's the good difference in that as well. Like it differentiates, the two characters in that as well. We're talking about John playing as John because everybody knows, anyone who's played it, there was the rumor last year that, we kind of maybe get to come full circle. We'd play as Arthur and then, obviously, perhaps Arthur would go away or he'd die or whatever. And then we'd take over as John and we play, the final part of the game as John. And then when it ends, it's all said and done. We finished the main story. Every time we fired it up, we're playing as John Marston, which is a great lead in to the first game and kind of gives you that full circle. In the first game, John dies and then you play as Jack for the remainder, and every time you fire it up, you play as Jack, and you're like, I really miss John or whatever. But that story was so fucking great. It's a nice full circle.
Yeah.
Getting to play as John
too.
again.
it was,
I feel like the epilogue could have been fuck ton shorter.
I actually really love,
I appreciated it.
It was long. It was long. I expected it to probably be at least half the length, I didn't expect it to be so long, but I loved every second of it. I loved how it time skipped at the start, and you're with John and Abigail and Jack in the cart, and he's kind of got like the newspaper boy cap and that on, and then you're riding the strawberry and he's looking for a job, and then you get a job, and then you end up on the farm and you're doing jobs on the farm, you're milking fucking cows and shit.
Yeah.
And John's trying to repress and not fall back to his bandit, outlaw, or gun shooting ways, but it always kind of creeps back in, and he ends up being kind of the savior of that farm because they have trouble with local guys and they're trying to push in and that kind of thing, and
that's cool.
And then getting toward the end, Abigail wants to settle down. She wants a house. He doesn't know. He's not ready for that. He's kind of falling back to his shoot 'em up ways, and she leaves, and then John, off his own back, goes to the bank, gets a loan, and then you build a fucking house. Now we've got to go pick up the lumber. Oh, we need these tools and that. We've got to go. And then there's that great fucking time-lapse cutscene, that montage where the house is being built. And I'm like, fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Loved that. I love that so much.
I loved especially when he first bought the land.
I think I was just like, I've got a baby to tend to. My video game time was so short at the time that I was playing it, and I was just like, am I ever going to see the fucking credits roll on this goddamn game?
I did feel like I was kind of rushing a bit.
Frickin' hell.
Just because I knew that I didn't have too much time, but I was enjoying the shit out of it.
I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more if I knew... if I could just soak in, and video game time for me wasn't so right. If I had done it this month while they're away, I'd probably enjoy the shit out of it, because I'd just be soak it in, take a few hours on the couch every night, and just go at the pace. But when I was playing that epilogue, I was like, I thought I was finished. Now I've got 25 more missions to get through, and I was just like, next one.
Yeah,
and it just kept going and going.
Did you guys pick up on in that mission with the farm, and you had those bad bandits that come through and cause trouble? Did you guys pick up the main bandit who kept causing trouble? He was the voice of Trevor Phillips in GTA 5. So
no, I didn't pick
Stephen
up
Ogg.
I didn't pick that.
Yeah, it was Stephen Ogg, who was the one that was and you get to fight him one-on-one, toe to toe.
Yeah, I remember that. I know
that guy was Stephen Ogg.
I know they did the throwback to the cover of the first game, where he's standing there with a sawn-off shotgun, and you've actually, you've got to shoot.
Yeah.
You wait for the icon to come up, and then you hit the button. And
I didn't see that. I didn't picture that. But I saw a picture of that later, and I was like, oh, cool, I did. No, but I didn't see that when I was playing. Wish I did.
It was so obvious.
Yeah, it was incredibly obvious.
So slow motion in on his face. It was just and he
I reckon I was at the end of...
He pooks up the thing,
I reckon I was at the end of my night. I reckon I was just like bummed,
Just
like real
shoot him
tired,
already.
and I was just like, no, I wouldn't be like.
Is Arthur a better character than John Marston? Was his story better than John's?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, he was.
Yep.
Definitely.
He starts off as a real shit bloke.
That's
He's just
what
the
I-
enforcer
That's
in
what
the
I
game.
loved about it. Like, when you start that game, see, I played very grey. Like, I was not,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't Mr. Honor. I didn't like you guys fucking load the game every time.
Oh, that wasn't
You
me.
lost a
Fuck
little
off.
bit of honor.
That was,
you bloody told
that
me.
was once. That was once. I'll get to that.
But, like, I played it, took every scenario as it came and felt, like how I played it how I imagined Arthur would react.
Yeah.
So at the start, like, when you rob the train the first time, and you can leave the three, like, there's three
Yeah,
or
the
four guys
hostages.
sitting there on their knees, and he's like, you can either execute them or let them get on the train, or just walk away or whatever. So I did the Arthur Morgan that I pictured, and I made them get on the train, and then climbed up on the train and killed them all in there.
Shit.
Left no prisoners,
Yeah.
but then no bodies out in the open either, and then just like take off. And
Yeah.
and I was like, I love this. This is fucking cool. Like, you can really like play the grey
Yeah.
area with a character like him, because he is a shithead. He's like he's the strong arm of the group. He's done some nasty shit in his day, so you feel a bit better about like being crap. But then as the further the story gets along, you start to, like, it's in the title of the game, Redemption.
Yeah.
You start to feel a bit of guilt about the shit
Yeah.
you're doing and stuff. And
some of the shit that Dutch does as well.
Yeah.
You're like, you're not agreeing with Dutch. Like, Dutch kills women and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah, so early on in the game, I was like,
Arthur's got a
killing
good heart.
people and not giving a shit,
Yeah.
or just, robbing and just being a real shit bloke. And then further I got in the game, the more my honor bar went the other way.
Yeah.
And then I became like a helpful.
And they really played on the whole
Right.
redemption thing in as the title is that like really did that through the entire game without you even realizing. Like I was just playing through, and yeah, like you said, slowly you see, especially just sitting down talking to like Tilly and stuff like that, and he's actually feeling like shit. He's like, I'm killing innocent people and for no reason, and then
I don't know what's wrong with me.
he's like, what's wrong with me? He's starting to feel guilt, and he's like, he's got a good heart, but he still does bad things, and
And they throw in, like, going off what you're saying, they do pepper it throughout the game, because there are a lot of instances where they throw in, like, optional honor missions, like, your old flame kind of comes back and you find out that they were engaged and they were meant to be married, but, her father didn't agree with him because he was an outlaw and he wasn't ready to give up his outlaw life because that's pretty much all he's ever known.
Yeah.
And, they kind of went their separate ways, but she comes back and asks him for help. And then, if you choose to play that out as if, why wouldn't you? It becomes like Arthur kind of aims toward, there may be some redemption there with their relationship. But then eventually it doesn't work out that way. She knows that as much as he feels like he could change, he could probably never pull himself from that life, and she wouldn't
It's
want to...
like the other life is pulling at him at
Yeah.
the same time, and she can't take him away from the life, and he can't step away from it either. And
it's real smart.
It's really,
good.
I liked that little.
But then there's,
because it's not the Hollywood thing of, eventually they all, everything's hunky dory, or she comes along and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like a real relationship play.
And they do. There's
cool.
like 4 endings of the whole game. In a way, there's 2 main kind of turn-off ending bits, but depending on your redemption through the entire game, the ending changes a little bit. Like in the way of
Your Honor.
Are we spoiling a bit more?
Yeah, it was full spoilers.
Yeah, so like at the end,
because we spoiled the shit out of it already.
if you were a piece of shit through the whole game and to the ending, if you choose whichever ending it is, with Michael will actually shoot you in the forehead, like he'll shoot you in the face. But if you got like mid, I think it was kind of honor, he'll knife you in the back or something if you're with him. But if you get like, if you're pretty good with your honor and it's like going up towards the end, you get like the sunset. You he runs away, and you end up dying on the cliffside, looking at the sunset and stuff like that.
There are two options there as well, I think.
Yeah.
But just to go back to the kind of the romance angle in that, like that doesn't work out. But at the same time, Arthur gets some sort of closure out of that relationship. Not ever wondering what may have happened if things were different. There was a chance for them there, but then they finally realize, they're older and they're wiser, and they do realize that whatever happens, it won't work out unless he completely leaves, which he's not willing to do, because by that time in the game, he's more focused on John and Abigail and Jack and getting them away from that life. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Pat, because there are like different endings and stuff, there's the option there, like when you're in the cave, you can either help John or you can go back and take the money, because you find out where Dutch keeps all the money that he's been hoarding.
Yeah.
And you can go back and take the money or whatever, or you can
pretty
go.
big there too, because they set up about 2 or 3 missions before that mission of like kind of telling you that's an option, they do it a few cutscenes before where they're like with John's wife having the key and and finding out about where it's hidden and stuff.
We're all going to take it. We're all going to run away. You guys are going to have money. You're going to be set up. And
there's a bit of talk of that for a while before you were given that choice. So when you're standing at the base of that ladder or wherever when you decide, and then you start going...
I actually was like, what am I going to do?
Fuck. And I'm like, John's a brother. I went John.
I went up top too.
Yeah, of course, same. So did I.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, and that's where so if you choose to go down for the money, there's 2 options there for the ending, and then you go up top, there's 2 options there, I think, so yeah. That's kind of how it works.
Everything just falls apart, for the whole gang, and everything gets pretty bleak in that there by the end. But, the whole...
Did you guys struggle with the fight with Micah at the time?
Yeah, I did a little bit, yeah.
Fucking hell, it
was tough.
Yeah,
because I was really working out whether you can actually win or not, like if you can die and lose there or what. But yeah, I think you can die and lose.
I think it was one of those things. They kind of did a Revenant where they just like made it a really long, drawn out, brutal fight.
I love that.
I'm not sure how much control you actually had over the fight, but. It just felt like a long slog.
I love that.
Taking him down. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Really felt like he was fighting.
Thumbs are sore by the end.
Yeah.
It's
great.
Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. Another reason for Arthur kind of changing his ways and questioning his life is because he gets tuberculosis and he's actually dying. And I noticed through the game, like, the odd cough and that there, and I'm like, Arthur's coughing a lot, that's going to come back. And then I noticed, like, I was in a cutscene and I just noticed, like, he'd look with his eyes off to the side, and then I noticed his eyes, like, were all bloodshot. I'm like, what's going on with your eyes, Arthur? They're looking awfully red. Is this character model fucked or something? And then I'm like, nope, you find out you got tuberculosis and you're going to die, and it's fucked. And you're like, holy shit. And then, makes him question his life and that. And did you guys do the optional missions with Mrs. Downs and that? With the guy who had tuberculosis, who you contracted it off, and he died, and then...
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did
I followed
too.
it up and helped their family, because I wanted some redemption in that. Made sure the son and the mum were okay.
That was kind of like a little secret thing. That was only if you kind of happened to go back up that way and you come across
I've heard a lot of people miss that, and they're like, they didn't know about it.
Yeah, think
in
the mining area on the top right-hand side.
I did the first mission of that where I like spotted her. She's
like working the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I came back and did one more mission, but I don't know if I finished all of her.
Yeah, if you finish all them, it's real good payoff, isn't it? Like you just feel really good about it.
And then you see them all at the end of the game and that as well.
They're all,
that's
right.
Dressed up, the son's older and they're all dressed up really nice and
you saved their lives pretty much because they were
saved them.
They were going downhill, and the son was going to work the same, like the mines and get black lung and stuff,
Yeah, he was getting fucking bullied in there, giving him a hard time and that up there. They would have killed him.
I did save the son from the mine.
Yeah.
I did do that.
I think there was only 1 or 2 missions after that. That was
maybe I missed the other ones. Yeah,
and you give them a bunch of money and then send them on their way.
I think by that stage, I was just skip the side missions. I'll come back to them, and I was pushing through. But and then I wasn't expecting Arthur to die though.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I kind of come to terms with it though. I think I was like Arthur, I just there's only one way this is going to go. And I'm like, to begin with, I'm like, oh no, this guy I've
me
played as
too.
for so long is going to die. And then just, the continuing along in the game and playing for so long, hours and hours and hours more, and just seeing more cutscenes and interacting with like the nun and that again, like seeing her at the train station. He's like, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't have to be afraid, Arthur. You're a good man. Make good of what time you have left. And I kind of, as Arthur came to terms with it came to terms with it as well. And I'm like, I know he's going to die, and I've accepted it. And then,
I was hoping when you meet the chief and like you're helping him, and he's trying to make the herbs and stuff for you, I was like, oh, thank goodness. I thought, oh, he's gonna cure my sickness somehow. And I had really high hopes there, but that fell through.
And then reality came crashing down on you
did.
hard.
That was kind of cool how it kind of gave you a little bit of hope. You're like, oh, maybe the game is going to keep Arthur around and come
Well, that
full
little
strength.
text box when you first get diagnosed with sickness, and it was like, these sicknesses are very difficult to treat or something, but it kind of, like, it just tells you that. So you sort of
you got hope.
there's a way out of this. Like,
Gives you that
I've gotta
little bit of hope.
I've got to find the right doctor and I'll be right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
But the story, though, on the whole, the entire narrative, I think this is probably one of the best narrative video game stories I've ever played. I thought it was fantastic.
Like,
I'd
especially
give the story fucking like 12 out of 10. It's that good.
Like it's really shocked me in a good way when they took us to Tahiti. Like on our way to Tahiti, we ended up on some island. Like even just the shipwreck and all that. I was like, holy crap! This is like we're not even in the same map now. Like,
that was a nice little break, I think, from the Western thing.
And I was like, how are we going to get back?
Because like that little whole section felt like a breath of fresh air after being in the same
and it was
kind of
so cool
swamp area
seeing.
for so long. And
I originally thought Arthur got sick from there. That's what I didn't know he got TB from the guy. I never picked that up when I was playing the story.
Yeah.
And because he only really started to get really sick after he got back, and I thought, oh shit, did he catch some bug over there or something like? And,
I never picked where he. Actually
I didn't know where it come
picked
from.
It up from.
I thought it was when he was on the tropical island. Yeah.
No,
But
it was
that
in chapter
awesome.
2.
Yeah.
Two.
Right toward the beginning of the game.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, when the German guy sends you up to the farm and he's like, where's our money? And then he coughs and he spits blood in your face. And then you wipe it off. That was it.
Oh, shit.
I love
Sealed
all
the
the
deal.
Strauss stuff. Like, I love how that played
Strauss.
out.
Sorry, yeah, Strauss.
I love how that played out with like how he's like.
Did you guys run him out of camp?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did
Apparently,
too.
you don't have to.
No, I didn't.
No, you don't have to.
But because when I think if you've got good enough honor, that's when you have the option to kick him out. Because you're turning good. You're like got a good heart now, and you're trying to make everything right. That's when Arthur gets back, and he's like, no. He's like, I've had enough of this shit. And he's like, and he kicks Strauss out. He's like, I'm not doing any of your dirty work anymore. And he's like,
Really?
yeah. And you
Yeah,
kick
he's
him
like,
out.
you never should have came to camp. Because there's that mission where
I didn't have
he
that at
sends you
all.
after the military soldier or whatever, and you got to collect the debt, and he's there.
Yeah.
I think is it his wife's Native American or something like that, or it's the other way around.
Yeah,
I
something
can't
like
recall.
that. That's
and
right,
then you're
yeah.
like, you save them from the other soldiers and that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like, this is all we have, like, take the ring
Yeah,
or whatever,
that's right.
pay the debt, and then you can decide to take it or not. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. And then I
It's
went
like-
back to camp
Yeah.
to see Strauss, and he's like, oh, have you come back with it? He's like, no, I haven't fucking come back with it. And he's like, you're a fucking bean on this camp, and you always have been. He's like, get your stuff, fucking collect it all, and you grab his case and give it to him.
Kicks
and
him out.
You run him out of camp.
Pretty
Arthur gives him a big wad of
have this
cash.
at all.
Yeah.
Arthur gives him a big wad of
Manhandles
cash
him
out
out.
of his pocket, and he's like, fucking, take this, get out of here. He's like, if I ever see you again, I'm going to fucking blow your head off, essentially.
And you find out.
No, I think I just took the guy's shit and came back to camp and fucking there you go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mission done.
You find out later when you're John, and it's years later, and Charles says that Strauss died. He got in trouble with the police or something, and they shot him, or he died or something, some way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So he died eventually.
Yeah.
I
Got-
love the
got what
story,
he
but let's talk about the gameplay, because a lot of people had a bit of a rough time with the gameplay because, being a Western story and that, the story's so extensive and in depth. It's a very slowed down experience. It's very there's a lot of depth and detail in the gameplay. So like when you open a drawer and there's a few things there, you pick everything up by
Takes a
one
while.
at a time, and you put it in in your satchel and that. All this shit I never had a problem with.
Yeah,
Like, I
didn't
never
mind.
had a problem with, like, you go into a shop and you can physically go up to the shelves
Instead
and
of
you can
having
pick-
a list, a digital, like a what is it, like a freaking interface pop up, and you just got a list of like names
I
to
like-
pick
and it's
from.
like take
browsing.
all, you know,
This
hit a
is-
button to take all.
Yeah,
Browsing
this
the
is-
catalog was cool. I thought, like,
Yeah, the catalog was awesome.
Yeah, the catalog's cool. It
It's
was
a
a really
good
great idea.
compromise of, like, you know, having the digital list, but still having
Yeah.
that kind of ye olde feel to it.
Yeah.
Game. Well, see, the thing is, like, I think part of it is what you're saying is they're trying to slow down the gameplay, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think part of it is what we were talking about the other night is technical limitations that are actually causing a lot of that slowdown. So there's sections where, because they've got this massive, enormous fucking open world game map that's like one of the most detailed things ever made, and literally no loading screens. I mean, I was playing on Xbox, and for the first week or two that I was playing it, I never saw a load screen because I just, like, when I put it into rest mode, it had just kind of like the system would shut down, but then when I open back up again, the game's still running. A hit start, I'm off. Like, there's no reload in the game or anything. It was only when I actually physically quit the game, and then you have to go through the whole intro thing. But if you just rest mode it, there was never a loading thing. So for ages, I was sitting there going, fucking hell, this game's got like 0 load screen. This is insane. But then what I started to notice, and coming from a guy who's worked in a bit of video games in the past, I started to see the cracks of where they're putting these load screens.
Where they squeezed them in.
And it's every time that you're walking around with Arthur Morgan, and then suddenly he goes like, and
Like he's walking through tar.
yeah, you're
through
like, I
camp
want to
or
walk
something.
into that saloon over there. That looks cool. And then he's like, gets to the steps, and he's like,
It's like when you're in one of those dreams and you can't move,
and your
you're trying
thumb's going fucking bright red, just trying to push that stick forward. Like, come on, motherfucker, walk through the doors. And he like saunters in. And what that's doing is basically it's like loading all the assets inside of that building, one by one, but by slowing you down before you enter the door.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So when you go in, it's all loaded in.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like things like when you get into camp, to load, because the camp's like fucking detailed as shit. There's stuff everywhere, and everything's like, you know, just stuff everywhere. Lots of character models, that kind of thing. Lots of horses standing around, that sort of thing. So when you get into camp, it slows you right down. So it's got time for you to get off the horse, walk up, and without having any of this like crazy pop in and shit that you see in like earlier games, it gives the system time to load all that stuff. So, but it's fucking infuriating as a video game player because you are presented with this world that's like open world, basically. Like you can do whatever you want. You can go
Make it
wherever
your
you like,
own.
but it's constantly putting like a massive ball and chain on your ankle and slowing you down before you enter things.
Yeah.
Gives the game time to catch up.
And when you start to see that, it is everywhere and it drives you crazy. Or like every time you're about to walk into the start of a mission or a cutscene or like an interior, exterior.
Yeah.
Every time it's like it slows you right down. And that, I mean, that kind of probably added a bit to the fatigue of
I tell you what,
the
though.
missions, because like if you've got 100 plus missions and every one of them starts that way, after a while you're sort of like, oh my god, just walk into the room.
I'd probably take that over a loading screen for sure, though. No,
They did that a lot in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So every time they had to load a section, here's a skinny tunnel you've got to get down and crawl on your belly through. Here's a narrow rock thing you've got to shimmy sideways through. It takes 12 seconds for you to shimmy through. You're like, fucking hurry up and load.
Yeah. See, I think that's probably what was happening in the snowy section at the start of the game, because they're trying to give you the most visual fucking overload of beautiful graphics and animation and stuff happening at the start of the game to rope people in. They probably had to add a lot of like deep snow to slow the characters down, that kind of stuff. And people were subliminally like, this game is just too slow, it's slowing me down. it's actually probably a technical limitation of them trying to load all this beautiful shit to present to you, but they're not used to it because they haven't played the game for X amount of time. They don't understand how that works.
An average Joe Blow's got no idea.
Yeah.
Why the fuck was it taking me so long to walk through this snow?
Yeah. But, I mean, it's like Paddy said. I mean, it's a compromise. You either do
absolutely,
that or you look at a load screen. I mean, I'd probably prefer to not have it. Prefer
a load screen every fucking 2 minutes.
Because you can still walk around, do what you want, but you just slow.
Yeah, it's just slowed down. But it's kind of like, I don't know, your thumb needs a bit of warning because sometimes you're really pushing on that stick to like try and get through.
Like,
I found it glitched a lot when I'd hoon in on my horse, but then I think it'd force me off. No, it wouldn't force me off. Sorry, I'd get off just as I knew it was about to slow down, but it'd like do a quick kind of jolt where I'd be like instantly on the ground, standing already, kind of thing. But then I'd walk.
Yeah,
it was only real subtle, but I was like,
when you've got such a nuanced game and like so much, like really systems working really well, it's the bugs that really stand out. Because they're so few and far between, and everything feels quite grounded and realistic, I think.
Do you know what I never got around to doing? Like, because I know you told me, Brent, at the start of the game, you can, when you're riding your horse and he automatically puts all your rifles back, holsters them in the horse and stuff.
Oh, that's one of my cons.
So you always...
I was getting to that.
Really?
Yeah.
And then... So every time I was about to get into a firefight on my horse, I'm like riding up, and I'm like, oh shit! And I go to get my rifle, oh shit, it's not on there, and I have to go into the wheel and then select my weapon like every single time, and then get my gun out, and I'm ready to go. Whereas I wish they were always just there, ready to go, like in the wheel. But I never worked out how to actually quick slot them in so they're permanently. Because you said you can. But
you can. Because I broke my Red Dead list into pros and cons. We've pretty much covered the majority of the pros. My final pro is if when you have your sidearm out, you double tap L1 and he does a little twirl and puts it back in the holster. And I fucking love that. That's my favourite thing to do when I found it. Yeah, if you have your holster out and you double tap L1, he'll fucking do a cowboy spinner, twirl the gun and pop it in the holster.
He's gonna have to fire it up.
As soon as you know, you'll do it every fucking time.
Yeah.
My first con I had was, that when you're riding on your horse, you've got two guns out, you've got a rifle and a shotgun, or whatever combination of whatever things you want, your varmint rifle, whatever, and you're riding along, you'll be riding your horse for a couple of seconds, he'll put one into the saddle, and then you ride a bit more and put another one into the saddle.
Yeah.
If you're riding along and you forget all about it, and you get into a firefight, you'll get off your horse and you'll run 14 steps, and then you'll go to get your rifle out, and you're like, oh fuck, I've only got a sidearm.
You gotta run all the way back and get
it. Or just use your sidearm. Which was one annoying thing, but then I figured out when you go to a gunsmith or whatever, you can choose weapons to left shoulder and right shoulder, and it's kind of like putting clothes into a saddle, like a different clothes set. Not like it's, you pick, hey, here's set 1 or whatever, but it was, you could equip them to your back, but the game would always find a way out around that. Like, you would still, you would see Arthur put the rifle in and then put the shotgun in, but then you get off your horse and they'd magically appear on your back again.
That's good.
So that happened a few times, but it didn't always happen. Like, sometimes they would unequip or whatever, and another annoying thing I fucking hated was you get a gun and you spend so much money in that on it and you upgrade it and whatever, and then you realize that after a while you ran over someone else's gun and you accidentally hit L1 and you swapped it out and never even noticed. And then you've got some shit rusty fucking revolver, which is like, hey, where's my fucking sweet snake fucking engraved handle and everything?
Is it gone forever though? If that happens, your gun?
You essentially have to go and buy it again.
Oh, do you really? I thought it was still in your horse if you
I can't remember. I never figured that out. There's a lot of stuff the game doesn't tell you. I was petrified about losing my hat at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Like, I was very careful. If my hat got knocked off, I walked around everywhere until I found it. And then someone told me it's on your saddle. So if you ever lose it, you just go to your saddle and you select Arthur's hat and it bling, and it magically reappears.
That Italian bloke in Saint Denis, I flogged his special Luger thing that he had. I think John or somebody chucks it at his head when it's empty, and it bangs off his head and knocks him out in the cutscene. And so when the mission played out, I made special check to like run around and find that Luger, and I found it and picked it up, and I was like, yes, mine. And I had that thing for about a good probably 5 hours or so, and so many autosaves and everything, and then somehow I was just playing a mission and I died, and then when I woke back up, gone forever.
Yeah.
Didn't have it anymore.
No.
It's
Lost
annoying.
forever. I'm like, what the hell is this?
And there are
shit?
some guns in the game which you only have one opportunity to get.
Yeah.
But a lot of that stuff I found out actually, like, if you wanted to do 100%, in all the other game, in any other game, it'd be like, do everything, collect everything, and then you'll get 100%. But for Red Dead 2, there's only certain criteria you have to meet to get 100%. It's play one of each game once. Do this 10 times, kill X amount of whatever, collect so many pelts, collect 3 of the main guns or whatever, just shit like that. It's not you have to do everything and get everything. There are kind of completionists like us who, like, you do a bounty or whatever and
never
there's...
do it. I think
Yeah.
you never get there.
I used to do 100% of these kind of games all the time, but this one
They're
too big. This is
I don't think I'll ever
too much.
100% this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nah.
And you know what? I never thought it'd be an issue with me, but like, yeah, it's just it mentally just seems like I'm like kind of drained. I'm like I could not be bothered, but I want to do it really bad, but I can't be bothered. It's more that I'm just drained after that whole epic game, and I'm just like, okay, I kind of need to put it down for a little bit.
Well, the story it plays out, and then by the end of that, I was just sort of like, I've seen everything I need to see. Like
Drained.
yeah.
Well, the one thing I love about the
That's not a bad thing, though. Like,
No.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's
No.
like,
Yeah.
but it was such an amazing experience, but
it's
it was
like-
so intense. It was so full on. It was so long.
It's like when you first watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy back in the early 2000s. It's like,
Extended editions in one sitting.
and then by if you did a bloody all weekender and sat down and watched all 3 movies, you'd probably be like, okay, that's enough Lord of the Rings now for the next couple of years. I'll come back again later. And this is the same thing with this. I think it was so great, but so long that in the end you're sort of like, I need something else than cowboys.
Yeah.
It was worth it, but I'm ready to just move on to something else now.
Yeah.
A nice little linear game.
Yeah. There's one thing I wanted to mention about the
Tell me.
game that I thought Rockstar did a really good job on, and it was a bit of a like you should give them a good nod for it. Was the fact that they kind of like sacrifice like a lot of missed gameplay in the way of, so in a way a lot of people are going to have their own unique kind of playthrough of it, whereas others don't experience the same stuff. Like, so there's a lot of Rockstar have put all these hard hours into a lot of these scenarios that some people are never ever going to come across. So they're kind of like, there's a lot of missed stuff there, but that's great in a lot of ways because other people are going to get it and then have all these rare moments. It'll feel a bit more special.
Different experiences.
Yeah, and I thought that was great because there's actually a lot in the game that you can miss, and it's just gone, and you'll get to it one day, but yeah, it's that big, and
there's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you as well.
Yeah,
like at the fucking farm or whatever, the father's got the daughter locked up in the top room, and you're like, is that going to be a mission later? Like, if you go there at night, you can see her at the window or whatever. But then when you go to the mining town later on, you pick up a newspaper or a pamphlet or something about this fucking girl from a different country who was sent over here by her parents and then went missing. She's been missing for 15 years, and that's never explained. And you're like, and then people are hypothesizing that maybe she's the girl that's locked up in the thing. And
that Emerald Ranch?
Yeah, Emerald Ranch.
Yeah, because I never actually seen that, what you're talking about.
There's so many like little details and that in there.
I come across... No, there was just a random stranger from like a couple miles up whose horse died and needed a lift. And it was just in that random encounter where she was talking to me on the back of the horse, talking about that Emerald Ranch is strange. There's some strange shit going on in there. Something about the daughter being locked up or something. But I never actually saw that. So, and I just thought I'd mention that's great how they talk about it. There's just some encounter that
I never saw
helps.
any lead up to it. I just walked up to the box and got close and then heard voices. I was like, what the fuck is in there?
Is it the one that's locked in the outdoor toilet or something?
That's That's at one of the family, the rival family, the warring family or whatever.
Yeah.
This is at Emerald Ranch and stuff. But like, if you go to like off this same story, because there's so many little details that just really help build and fill this world in the game. Like you find out about this little girl and it's got her name and that in the paper, and then you go to the fence in the same town and he's standing there at the counter, but there's like a corridor around behind him where you can kind of do a lap around the side. If you go around the back, and over in the back corner in a non-accessible area, just sitting there, there's this like little, like, I think it's like pink or purple, like kid-sized briefcase, and it's got the little girl's initials on it. And you're like, whoa, it's somebody kidnap her or whatever. Is she locked up here? Can I get upstairs or whatever? It's just like a lot of little fucking details like that, and how people's encounters can be different.
I wonder how weird,
even
like,
just
how that plays out.
Even just the NPCs themselves, of like almost all of them seem to have like a story to play out through their day. Like,
apparently they have a life.
I watched a couple of YouTube videos about people who just like followed them around for the full 24-hour cycle.
Oh, okay.
And like, so like, there's one in Valentine. There's a guy. Every time you walk into the Valentine saloon, there's a guy that's like passed out, drunk, asleep at the table. So he follows that guy for like the 24-hour cycle, and it turns out he's one of the builders building the house
on the corner.
Thing,
Yeah.
But then he goes out the back and like has a cigarette and a cheeky swig of booze, and then comes back in and does a bunch of other shit, and then like wanders around town for a bit, gets some food or whatever, then goes back to the saloon, gets shit-faced drunk. He's like all over the fucking saloon for a while, and then he just like falls asleep at the table, wakes up at 6 a.m, walks back down, starts building again.
Yeah.
And there's all these like different, like, they follow like one of the pig farmers in Valentine around, and he has a whole thing, and he goes to the theater and shit, and like,
That's awesome.
it's just nuts. Like, imagine going around Saint Denis and just following like fucking plethora of like NPCs. There must be hundreds there.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
And they all got like a little system that they follow. It's like Westworld.
Can I talk about one of my biggest negatives? The one thing that really pissed me off in the game.
Do it.
It's the camp. It's the bloody camp. You've got this camp. You've got to keep the camp going. You need to go out and earn us money, Arthur. You need to go out and hunt. All these people are hungry. You haven't brought us any food lately, Mr. Morrigan. What's going on?
It started out as one of my biggest positive points of the
Me
game.
too. Me too.
Fucking awesome.
You're like, how good is this? There's a camp to maintain.
Yeah.
Everybody chucks in their bloody 2 cents, literally.
Until you realise
except
it's
for
all
me.
fucking fake. It's like not
Until you
Everyone else's
realise
2
that
cents and you're $400.
Yeah.
all of it is fucking pointless. Like, I'm going through at the beginning of the game, I'm giving 3/4 of the money I'm earning to the camp. So it's like X amount of hundreds of dollars at the time. Here's $60. Here's $300. I just did a massive mission. Here's $300. Here's whatever. I'll keep $50 or $60 for myself. Here's whatever.
And they still come over and they're like, oh, you haven't
Mr.
put
Morgan.
anything in there for a while. And you're like, you fucking donated 78 cents for the entire course of my 50-hour game. And you're bitching at me who's put like $5,000 into this fucking game.
So I'm playing through, and then I buy like the first upgrade for Duchess Tent, and then the second one is like, buy this upgrade, blah blah blah. It'll upgrade the thing. Will encourage other camp members to contribute more money, and I'm like, oh great. I went out and earned X amount of thousands of fucking dollars to get that upgrade. I buy that upgrade, and I come back like 2 or 3, or like I go out and I do my open world thing, and the next time I come back, I pull out the ledger and I have a look, and it's like donated Arthur Morgan, $300 or whatever. Whoever, Tilly, 12 cents for a shitty rabbit pelt. Someone else donated a dirty pocket watch. We got $1.80 for that. And I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Fucking good job,
Yeah.
team. They should have made that a part of the game thing, like where Arthur comes back.
Why aren't you pulling your fucking weight?
Motherfuckers,
Yeah.
I've been fucking out there earning all this money and you got. It should never be, oh, Arthur, you haven't put anything in the till. It should be Arthur coming back going, where the fuck is the rest of the cut? Micah, we just did that mission. I literally just told you half of that cut goes to the camp, the other half goes to here. I don't see it in the ledger, motherfucker.
the camp interactions were the best thing. Just walking around camp, watching people interact.
Having a party.
Being able to sit, doing menial fucking tasks. Oh, I was always splitting wood. It was my favourite thing to do.
Yeah, it was cool.
And moving fucking sacks of fucking flour and shit. I can't tell you how many sacks of flour I moved. A lot. A fucking lot.
If I could do more than walk, I probably would have done a lot more.
But all that camp shit is fucking pointless. You spend X amount of dollars. You need to buy more medicine for the camp. You need to buy more ammo. I never took any of it. I only took ammo once in the entire time I
never
played.
Found any use
but I
for all
never
that.
did it because I knew if I took it, I would just have to spend more money to replace it all. And I always picked up enough ammo just out in the world anyway, just looting people and picking up guns, and I'd get enough. I always had enough ammo.
Did you guys
I never had to
always
worry
do
about ammo.
You know, the little white mission markers that you have in your camp? Because apparently they time out if like between
Oh,
missions.
I fucking missed one.
So
there was
I
like a
always did
bank
them.
robbery I missed.
Yeah, you can do little heists and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed heaps, I think. I just powered through a lot of the missions, yeah.
And a lot of hunting ones were my favourite, like doing hunting and stuff. So
Fishing.
like little hunting missions.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to bring it up, but we were talking the other night when we were drinking at your house, Bob, and we were talking about Pat introduced me to this. He's like, watch this fucking video that this guy made on YouTube.
Yeah.
It really fucking gives you good insight about Red Dead 2
Yeah,
and how Rockstars.
It's worth talking about.
Fucking
You guys
yeah.
got really passionate about this. So
Well, you
I'll let
did. I
run.
was just listening. So Pat showed us this video about, because a lot of people automatically give Rockstar a lot of credit. Like if Rockstar's bringing a game out, like they're a great game developer
usually.
and that.
Yeah.
They're a great studio and they put out quality content. But Grand Theft Auto 5 is getting like 10 out of 10s and that, but it's not a 10 out of 10 game. The combat is awful. A lot of shit's fucking annoying. There's all these problems and that with it, but people already give Rockstar a lot of fucking leeway. They're before Rockstar even has a game come out, they've already got, 7 out of those 10 points already.
They never do Fallout 76 though. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, Rockstar make you wait 5 years for a game because they want to
8
polish
years.
that.
Yeah.
8, 10 years
Yeah.
sometimes. But they get that shit polished. They like Bethesda sort of used to do that and became too big for themselves or something. I don't know what's happened, but they're just fallen off the wagon. But so I think Rockstar, like, always I can't think of a buggy or kind of average game that they've done in the last fucking 10 years,
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
you were getting at, Brent. It was more like there's that hidden.
But there's a formula like that they follow.
There's that hidden kind of like everything seems like as it is. It's like, oh, glorious! You can go do whatever you want at complete freedom. Things can just happen completely naturally. You can go hunting and all that. But there was that hidden kind of thing we discovered, especially when you watch that video where, it's not as you seem. It's best explained in that scenario that he mentioned in that video. He's like, he come across a beggar. This guy was just saying he come across a beggar in the street, and it just all fell in naturally. Like this little mission popped up where this guy's like, here, have this. Here's a tip. Go to the gunsmith up there. They've got like a blackjack room up in the second level, and you can, they got a lot of money up there. And then this guy got all excited, and he went and ran up there and found the place, and he planned it out in his head. He's like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to go climb up on the roof. He found his own little ways, went up the back ladders. No one told him to go there. It was just a way. And then he found the second level and heard all the ruckus inside. And he's like, this is great. This is like perfect opportunity for me to kick in the door and like, just bust these guys and take all their money, and it just would have worked out perfect. But as soon as he got to the door, it was just, there's no way through. It was locked. And then it quickly just come home to him. He realized, I have to actually go down, do what Rockstar say, and go to that specific marker. You got to, and then it will trigger that mission for you to do, so.
Hold up the guy downstairs, and then he'll be like, pick that you want to rob him or whatever. And he takes you up to the door, and then he opens it, and then you go in and do the rest.
Follow the road, and it happened. And then as soon as I heard about that, I was like, fuck, he's right. And then I couldn't stop seeing it through my whole playthrough. I could see it a lot of times, like with the legendary animals, and it's like, you can't just naturally find this legendary animal around.
I found that too. Like
you have to follow the yellow marker and go dot to dot until you find the thing.
Before I even watched this video and that you told me to watch it, like I think I nearly finished the game before you told me. I had finished the game by the time you told me to watch it. And you know, I'd go to hunt a legendary animal. I think it was up near like the hot pits, like the sauna pits, or whatever. And that you go out there to hunt like a white wolf or whatever. And you can't just run in from the left hand, from the west and just like pull your binoculars out and look in the area. And like, there it is over there. You know, you've got to go to a certain point on the map. It's always the same place, but you've got to find it first. And then you're like, oh, here's some dung. Let's follow over there. And then there's a yellow, next yellow marker you walk to. Oh, here's a bit of fur. Go to the next yellow marker. Here's a broken branch. You've done your 3. And then all of a sudden, an animal comes out from behind a rock in the distance. Yeah. And you're like, well, just load it in and now I can do it. And there's no, like...
It takes out all that natural feeling of, like, excitement, where you're like, oh, I'm actually hunting this thing. It takes all that away because you're now following rules. You are like, you have to go to this dot.
You're doing a shopping list to get.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Takes it away,
and it is that like when
they're
you actually
trying to sell it as that though. Like they're trying to sell it as like
they did. Yeah.
Oh, you creep into this area and ooh, there's a bit of fur on the ground. Ooh,
they promoted it that way, didn't they?
That kind of thing. Like, but the problem is the fur's always in the same spot on the ground.
And it's always the same. There's always 3 spots you have to check, and then the animal appears.
Exactly,
it's the same.
It's always in the same area.
You get that repetitive feeling as well when that happens, because every single legendary animal has about 4 spots.
And when you think about it, nothing feels natural.
No.
Dangerous animals as well. Then it also like if you're hunting like a cougar or like a wolf or something like that.
Yeah.
Then it feels less dangerous because you know that you're never going to trigger that legendary thing by accident. It's always going to be like you have to follow.
You're never just going to stumble into the area
and then it becomes dangerous. So you've psyched yourself up for the thing. It's like imagine if you could, with the king bear fucking thing or something, like you're just riding along and then suddenly
you found a cave
track in front of you or
it's
something.
Like Bigfoot.
And you'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah, you'd be shit
yourself. Or it just comes charging at you, this big fuck off bear. Yeah. You're like, whoa. And it just kills you with one hit.
Which it does in missions. They do it in like cutscene missions, but as soon as you're in the real game, it doesn't do it.
And you know what else took out all the realism of those hunting things as well, which kind of ruins it a bit, was the fact that, and all the risk, it took out all that excitement and all the risk, was the fact that legendary animals, you can pound 1 million fucking rounds in them and you still get a perfect pelt.
Yeah.
And if they just took that out and they're like, and you actually have to be like, keep it consistent. Every animal is the same. If you fuck it up on that legendary pelt, then that's on you. It's on you. And
there's no skill required. And if like
takes out all the skill.
You throw a pelt, like a legendary pelt on the back of your horse and you die before you take it to the pelt guy, whatever his name is, it automatically is sent to him, which is not totally a bad thing, but for anyone who's kind of, I guess, like a purist or whatever, you're like, oh, I should have lost that pelt, or I should be able to go back and find it. But I guess it's that kind of thing as well. It's, yes, it doesn't feel natural, but then also at the same time, Bob, it's kind of the limitations of the thing.
Yeah.
So it's, you can't just go into an area and here's already a preloaded bear there that's just going to come out and attack you,
Yeah, I think all of it comes down to limitations of just technology and AI
absolutely.
And everything, like there has to be some way to trigger those events, otherwise if you let them run wild in the game, fucking anything could happen. That bear could go through your camp and kill everyone. And if everyone's killable, then, your game's broken kind of thing. So there has to be like a level of control. I think the problem is with Red Dead is like they're inching so much closer to having all that choice. Like the fact that you can walk up to just about any NPC and interact with a number of different ways, like happy, sad, antagonize, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're given a lot of those choices, and then the moment, like you were saying, where you can't do that, it becomes way, way more obvious than in other games. Other game, like, a few years ago, even like a couple of months ago, having the choice to walk up to any NPC in the game and say a bunch of different things that could change the way that they interact with you. You walk up to a stranger and be like, antagonize them, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, sir. Oh, don't hit me," or whatever. Or another one right next to him would be like, "Fucking, what'd you say?" Pull out his pistol and shoot you. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big deal in a video game. But the problem is, now that they've opened that door, you can see all the doors that are still closed, and things like legendary animals are closed door.
It's funny talking about animals, because this afternoon I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I was in a city, and I was pretty much on the edge of a city. I was in like a temple or whatever, and they're all like these hilly fucking, going up to the mountains and that, like right next to this temple. And I'm like up on high, and I'm perched up, and there are like city streets down below. There's a street out the front, and then it kind of T-junctions down into like the main square, and there are a lot of these NPCs walking around. And then all of a sudden, like highlighted, I see this bear walk in from the hill, and he's just walking along the street past NPCs, not doing anything. And then I go off and I'm doing whatever. And then I come back, and like in the middle of like this square where like all these people are walking with baskets, and there's this bear sitting flat on its ass, like sitting straight up, just sitting there. And I'm like, and then I just went and killed it. And I'm like, it's like that thing. Like, here's a preloaded thing already interacting, but it's not, it's not designed to
recognize
attack
people,
anyone or whatever. It's just happened to, I don't know, whatever the AI's done, it just happened to walk down into the city, and it's just sitting flat on its ass like fucking Yogi Bear or something. And it's just sitting there just looking around.
You see the YouTube videos of that shit too, though. Like, bears do that, I suppose. So, I don't know.
That's true. That's true as well.
But other games have gotten away with the same thing. Legendary animal. Like, look at Far Cry 3, and I haven't played anything else after Far Cry 3, but 3 had legendary animals, and they were just all out in the open, willing to be killed. So
see, with Red Dead's one, I was kind of hoping
you had to track them down yourself. So I think Red Dead,
even if they just had it in their range, how they're like legendary animal is in this spot, and then they had a radius of like 5 kilometers or something, and it could be within that. And you know that it's around there somewhere, so that way it's not in the whole world. It only is in that spot, but still you have to hunt it your own way, and it could be anywhere. That would have been great.
What would be great is if they take the system they've got right now, where you track their fur, you track their dung, blah blah blah. But what happens is that animal just walks around and takes a shit, and that shit stays there for a minute. Yeah. And then as it moves around,
that would have been awesome.
Drops a bit of fur, and then that stays there for like a minute or 30 seconds or whatever. So, like, you actually do have to track the animal, but you've got to actually track a moving, it's
like you use your sense thing that you've got, and you can see it sometimes, like a little bit of shit somewhere or something.
And none of this like walking into the area and go, oh, it's too busy. Come back later when the animal.
Oh, that was annoying. That annoyed the shit out of me.
I couldn't figure out how to fix it too. Sometimes
fucking ride for 10 minutes. Sometimes you'd be like, I got to ride all the way across the map because there's no fast travel.
I spent like half hour or more fucking trying to fix that.
Middle of nowhere, and then it's like, I'll come back later. I'm like, motherfucker, I got like 20 minutes to play tonight, and I just spent 10 of them.
And you come back later, and it's like, it's too busy.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do I have to do? And then you're just throwing dynamite at random fucking shit, trying to kill. Like, there's too many rabbits in the area. I'll just kill all the fucking rabbits. There are lots of holes in the hunting. I did enjoy the hunting, but I feel like I enjoyed it less than I did in the first game. I think I really enjoyed hunting.
I did in the first game as well.
I can't even remember the first one.
The actual hunting in this and skinning, like you skin it, and like the first time I skinned something, Arthur peeled the entire fucking pelt
I was
off.
like, whoa.
Like, holy fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Impressive. I was very impressed in that moment.
I was going to ask you guys, what are your favourite moments in the game? Like stranger encounters, anything natural?
Gun twirling. Double tap L1 to twirl your gun and put it back in your holster. That's literally the best thing.
What about like stuff that's happened to you that's just like thrown you back and it's stuck in your mind, like you still remember it and you're like, fuck, that was a good moment.
I found the UFO.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Because you found that all natural. You didn't even see any...
Yeah. I
Nothing
come
told
across
you to
this
go there,
shack
did you?
and there are all these dead people sitting up there,
Yeah.
and I found this piece of paper and it was like hinting at something from the sky or whatever, be here at this time.
Yeah.
So I rode all the way to the other side of the map to the mountain, and I was up there at that time, and then I was like, nothing happened, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I missed something. So I went back to the house where I found the piece of paper, and then when I got there, I just happened to get there at night, and when I walked in, this fucking green glow starts to come through the roof and that, and I look up and I see these lights, I'm like, holy fuck, and I run outside and I look up, and there's this fucking UFO like hovering above it, and it flies off. And I was like, well, fuck me dead. That was awesome.
That's great.
Wow.
I liked all just the weird Rockstar stuff they put in there. Like, you go up on the mountain, you find like a giant humanoid skeleton, which is obviously like a fucking Bigfoot or a Sasquatch or something. Like all the weird fucking shit you find, like the witch's cauldron up toward the top of the mountain. It was like, do you drink this? And then you drink it and you pass out and you wake up, you know, a couple 100 meters away or whatever, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck happened?
You remember that
Am I
night
different
we
than that
played,
now?
when we played online? Like, not online, we were playing the main story, but we had our headsets on and chatting while we were playing that night. I think we played like, we'd play like 2 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Can't remember. That was probably one of my best moments when I found that mountain, and it was the panoramic map that I found in the snowy area. And then it led...
Oh, yeah, and I looked at it and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I think I've seen this before, and you worked it out.
Well, I was just trying to, like, analyze it and work it out for, like, an hour, and I ended up finding the mountain and climbing up it. And that was the one where, you said there was... You find, like I just come across it, and it was, like, the best moment because it was so cool, and there was an actual, like, skeleton of must have been Bigfoot or a giant. It was, like, bigger than Bigfoot. It was, like, a giant skeleton just there, and then Arthur draws it and sketches it down, and then I keep going up, and I'm climbing up the mountain and trying to find this spot, and then sure enough, time in the night, and this big UFO just comes hovering over in the distance, just floating around, and then and then it just shoots straight up in the sky. It was awesome. Such a cool moment.
I liked
on top of that mountain.
like the serial killer and that, where you find like the first head and it's got the note in it, and you find all that different. I liked all the different random stuff.
And
like
he, pulls the note out of the head's
out of the mouth and that. Yeah, I just went exploring. I went up to the very like top left-hand corner of the map. There's like this little narrow kind of valley which kind of, triangles off up toward the top of the map. And I went up there and I found this little shack with like a fence and that around it. And I saw like this creepy fucking weird old lady. She must have been, she was like a witch or something. Even Arthur said, like, wrote down. And she had like these 3 dogs or wolves or whatever. And whenever you got close, she sent them at you and attacked you and stuff. And you kill them all. And
I nearly died.
you find a bit of treasure map or whatever. And Arthur's like, writes down his journal after he's like, I come across some witch. Or she must have been some witch or something like that. Just all these little tiny things. When
Even
you
her
go,
hut looked like a witch kind of hut, didn't it?
when you
It
go
was
like through the
inside of
forest and that, remember I told you, and then you hear like, oh, and then there's like a naked like wolf man running through,
funny.
and I was like, what the fuck's this guy?
That was
and
I've
awesome.
not seen most of this shit.
Really?
And you actually like
so much. Shut up.
you follow him back to his cave, and then you find like his diary and stuff, and you found out that like he was like come from a rich family and stuff, and he left because of reasons, and he took X amount of food, and then he ran out of food, and he found these wolf cubs, and he raised them, and he became like a feral man, and like you have to kill those 2 wolves to get into his cave to get the journal and that, and once you kill them, he's like, oh no, and he breaks down, he starts crying, and he's over the wolves and shit. Oh, and the one thing I fucking loved was all the time I spent with my horse, like when I had a horse in the game that I was happy with, that I'd named, that I'd settled on, and I played with X amount of 30, 40, 50 fucking hours.
Yeah.
And then right at the end of the story, when the horse gets killed,
Oh, yeah.
and John's like, come on, Arthur! And then you're like, just give me a minute. And then he just has that minute with the horse, and he's like, thank you. And I was like, oh,
I know.
my heart.
Rough.
I was
bloody
like, I
rough.
spent so much money on that horse.
What did you love? What did you love?
One of my first favorite moments was when you go hunting with Hosea, and you go after that legendary bear, and I kept going with it because at the end you kind of have that encounter with it, and you get scared shitless, and then he gives you the option: you can either keep going to hunt it or you can go home.
I got the little box that said, there's too much shit in this area.
Oh, really?
And I was like, no. First legendary
Yeah.
one I come across.
I kept going, and I'm so glad I did, because it ended up being such a bloody crazy experience. Because it was probably mainly because it was the first time I'd been attacked by a bear. So, like, I saw it from distance, like, holy shit, there it is. And it must have still been hanging around a bit. And I just saw it up there, and I had my sniper rifle ready, like a pretty good rifle. And, yeah, I just took a few shots at it from distance. I took my time. I was, like, waiting for the right moment. And then, yeah. But sure enough, it didn't die straight away. It took a fair few, and it was coming at me, and I'm too zoomed in on my rifle, and it's getting closer. I'm like, ah! And I tried to quickly scuffle for my guns, and as it's getting closer, I just had no time, and it mauled me, and it's like shaking me around. It felt like the Revenant, like I was Leo.
It was. They revenanted the
like
shit
that.
out of you, because it ends the same way. You crawl back
Yeah.
and you shoot it with your gun, and
Mine was with the knife, so like that was, I can't remember, but yeah, he gutted it, like the knife underneath or something.
you stab it first, and then you manage to scuffle away, and you grab a gun, and then you shoot
Oh, that's
it,
right. You get a last moment, and you shoot it.
Yeah.
And I did, and yeah, geez, it just felt like a big epic moment. I was so thrown back in my chair. I was just had to have a breather, and then I skinned it and chucked it on the horse. That was a great moment. Probably my second favorite was when I come across the night folk in the swamps. And they
fuck that shit.
that was the first time I had even known they existed. So I just kind of I hadn't really been in that area yet. So I kind of early in the game and just discovered it. So I was going through there at like 2 a.m. in the morning, like really dark, pitch black. And I didn't even know there were people around, and it's all swampy, and you can hear the gators growling, and I'm just riding up. And then I hear this like crying in the distance with a little glow of light, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I go closer and closer, and it seems like a girl down on her knees crying, hunched over, so with her hair all kind of over her face. And I went a bit closer, and I was like, what do I do? And I just decided to help, so I went closer and put my hand on her shoulder, and yeah, sure enough, turns around and screams in my face and starts slashing me with a knife, and it's like Arthur's getting slashed, and I was like, what the and then left and right there were like all these shadowy figures coming out with all with knives and guns, and I tried to fight them off, like 1, 2, 3 killed, and then one just come close with a knife and just gutted me like a fish. He just right in the chest, and
it actually wasn't a woman; it was a guy.
It was a guy.
And that.
Yeah, he had like 3 teeth. And then I discovered that that's the night folk, because you go a bit further into the story and they talk about them, and they're creepy, and they're almost like zombies. They call them, like they're real kind of like not people.
Well, we spoke about this the other night, but one other thing I liked real quick is I was camping up near, I can't remember fucking where, and I sit down to camp, and it's like I'm waiting for the menu to come up so I can like cook something, and then all of a sudden you see this guy come in from right of frame, and he's pointing a gun at me, and he's like, how you doing? He's like, what are you doing camping here? And he pretty much like, he's like, this is our area. He's like, you shouldn't be camping here. And there's another guy with a gun, and he's like, we're just giving you a friendly warning. He's like, if we see you again, we're not going to be so friendly.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hope not to see you again or whatever. Have a nice day. And they walk away, and they got to get on their horses. I'm like, fuck you. And I pull out my guns, and I'm like, boom, 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 fucking blow them away. I'm like, you threatened me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, just little encounters like that. Like, because you've
great.
camped so many times, and then you're just in this one area, and then they're like, this is our area.
Kind of made you feel unsafe after that, because you
fuck yeah, that's why I blew
you
them
set
away.
up camp and you're like, yeah, this is
That's your
nothing,
safe place.
Nothing can touch you, and you feel pretty right. But that's when that happened. I was like, and sure enough, there was only one other encounter that happened to me. I told you guys the other night. It was just a strange woman come out of it was dark. It was nighttime, and just some strange scruffy looking woman come down to come over to my camp, and she wanted to sit down and spend the night to like just chill out. She's like, I need a safe place. Can I camp here with you? And I said no to her, and then she just ran away, cursing me like, you piece of shit, and ran away. So I never actually found out what would have happened if I actually helped her.
You missed out on that thread.
Maybe I could have got some honor. I don't know.
Got robbed.
There's a lot in that world that like makes you think that you're okay, and then it takes it away from you in seconds. Like I had one of my favorite bits was I think it was one of the first houses that you rob with what's his name? It's like a mission early on where you go and rob a house basically, and but it was like it ended up being an encampment, and like had to kill a bunch of guys in the barn and stuff. And anyway, at the end of this thing, everybody's dead, bodies everywhere, and I'm just like running around looting everything and getting everything that I need. And I run over to their horses are all tied up, and because of the big gunfight, they're a bit skittish and they're like freaking out a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll just walk up to this horse and fucking walked around the side of him, and I was like, grab out of the saddlebag, and I'm like, oh yeah, dig into the saddlebag. Grabbed into the saddlebag of a skittish horse. Motherfucker kicked me through a fence. My body went flying down this hill, just like roll, 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 roll.
I love that.
And then I got up and I just had like the slightest bit of health, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm still alive. And so I start walking towards the thing, and just like out of nowhere, this other fucking horse just runs out through the bush and just clobbers me dead.
Oh no!
I was like, oh shit!
I love how the horses
miles
can kick
away
you.
from there. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh no!
I saw a cool encounter like that once with a stranger one, and you're just riding by. It's not even an encounter; it's just a guy brushing his horse or something.
Oh, I've seen this.
And
guy.
then
I saw that one.
and then he gets booted and he's dead. And then you're just like,
And then
what?
you-
And then I took his horse.
Yeah.
that's a
I had
good
that horse
looking
for quite a while. Yeah.
It just kicks him.
That's where I got me Betty.
Do you guys have any other favourite moments? Because I got something else here I need to talk about.
What other favourite moments have I got?
I
There's
had,
just lots of little things, I think.
I had the probably my absolute favorite stranger mission that you can come across was the house out in the middle of nowhere in the sticks. I was just riding past. I usually check out like a farm, just walk through and suss it out a bit. And yeah, I was just walking past, just sussing out this farm, and this guy sitting on his front porch. He's like, "Hey, stranger, why don't you come in for a meal?" And like, he's trying to welcome me in, and I'm like, what the hell?
This is a bit suspect, but okay.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a stranger mission. It was just felt like and this guy started talking to me. He's like, "Why don't you come in for a bit? We're real lovely people," and stuff. And then so
Him and his sister, and they were real incesty.
yeah, I went along with it, and the girl comes out all looking all tardy, and she's like trying to lure me in as well.
All tardy.
And then but they're like hillbilly looking still, but she's still trying to do her best. and then I just go along with it. I'm all right. I'll go inside, and then they like start cooking dinner and making the dinner table ready, and I'm like, this is crazy. And they're trying to like welcome me in, and like, you want a drink and stuff, and I sit down and they put a meal in front of me, and they're having a good chat too, talking about stuff, and but it gets a bit sus. You kind of sense that something's not right, and I was like, oh, this is not right, but I want to play it out, see what happens. So I just kept going with it, and I first got up, I was like, nah, because they're like, do you want a drink or something of some, was it whiskey or something like that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I don't really want to drink what they got. So I get up and I go to leave, and I'm like, they're probably going to break out here and shoot me now, because if this is, it just felt wrong. And I was like, got up and I was about to leave, and they're like, oh, well, that's sorry to hear that. I'll see you later. And they just like let me go. I was just like walking away. I walked out the front door. I was like, nah, bugger. I went back in. I sat down, and they're like, oh, that's the spirit. And then I just had a drink, and
That's
then
pretty impressive that the mission could continue.
I know. I thought they were going to get up and just like, nah, this guy's going. I'm going to shoot him dead and rob him. But yeah, I was like, sure enough. I sat down. I was like, yep, all right, I'm going to do it. And I just had a swig, had a drink, and then you're eating your meal, and Arthur's and he gets a bit groggy, and yeah, you black out. And I was like, and you can hear them going over the top of your body, and they're like as you're blacking out, and you can hear them like, oh, finally, I thought he would never pass out. And they're like, now get his stuff. And I was like, fuck. And then it blacks out for a while, and then I wake up, and it's like a bloody
like a pit of corpses.
yeah, it's like pissing down with rain. It's black, it's stormy, and you're surrounded by all these corpses. It was like a horror movie. Arthur gets up kind of freaked out, and then he's like, motherfuckers kind of thing. He's like real angry. And you get up and you don't really... I can't remember if you really get a marker where to go. You don't, do
It's
you?
not that far away. It's only like 150
But yeah, I looked
away.
on the map and I was like, there it is there. I kind of remembered. So you don't really get a choice. You don't get a clear marker, go back here, get your shit. Because I looked and all my $7,000 was gone, like $7,000. And I think it was just the money. And, but just that moment, I was just like, this is absolutely crazy. But I ran back to that farm and I just kicked in the front door. I had my rare shotgun ready and I aimed it at her, and the woman's just like spins around straight away and she's just like, holy fuck. And she comes running at me and has a knife or something, and I blew her away, just killed her. And then the guy, he screams and he's like real desperate about his sister, because he was like, they were like lovers or something. And he's like crying over and stuff, and he just sees red and he starts coming at me, and I killed him as well. But and then I just found, you have to find your stash, you have to find your stuff in the house. Took me about 10-15 minutes to find it.
It's hidden behind the picture.
Yeah. And you look at the pictures too, and it's like, and that makes it clear that they're their sister, like brother and sister, it's family.
And you look at the family photo, and it's got like the two of them are kids at the bottom, and it's got the parents standing over them, but the parents' faces have been like scratched out, and X's like scratched over the top.
And I think
like, and then you read like their journals and stuff, and they murdered their parents and their lovers, and
they're crazy.
Yeah, it's
and
fucked.
I watched a funny video, like if you let the guy just chase you after you kill his sister, and some people just like let him chase him, he just keeps chasing you for like forever, and he's just screaming about, you killed her, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up. He's like running for ages. Like,
did you ever just lasso guys and then just drop them in shallow water? And just let him drown.
I did that once, and I felt terrible, and I never did it again. I could hear him gargling.
The first bounty mission where the guy, the guy's fucking, he falls in the river, and he's going down the river, and you got to chase him. You lasso him out of the river, and like if you pull him out, and then you got to hog tie him, and he's in like 2 foot of water, and you're like, oh shit, this animation better hurry up and finish, or he's gonna drown.
Yeah.
No, it was really good.
I did a Dexter once. I accidentally, I needed to get over to this river, and it was too far to swim because you can kind of drown if you go with your stamina. But I was just a stranger. I felt really bad because he had a boat and I needed it, so I took it, and he had a go at me. And he actually did the animation where he fights you and he's trying to get you, but I end up stabbing him. I had my knife ready. I don't know why. I end up stabbing him. I didn't mean to. Then I got this dead body, so I just picked him up, put him on the boat, and I go out and I dump him in the middle of the ocean. But then I felt terrible. I was like, I just killed some innocent person.
Your honour bar goes.
It did a little bit.
Before we wrap it up,
Yep.
last year we did Red Dead Redemption retrospective, and we also did a wish list of what we'd want for Red Dead Redemption 2. Mm-hmm. Now, I re-listened to that episode today, and I wrote down everything that everybody wanted. Now, in the game that I wanted the mysterious stranger to return, which he did.
Yeah.
In no particular mission, but he has like a hut in like the swamp and stuff. And as you progress through the game, you come back a couple of times, there's like a painting. And like the 3rd or 4th time you come back, it's the painting, the mysterious stranger. And then the next time you come back, all the stuff's gone. Actually, no, the last time you go and the painting's finished, there's a mirror in the corner. And if you look in the mirror, he's in the mirror's reflection standing behind you, but then you turn around and he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
And then later on when you go... There's like all this stuff here that you read. It's like, there's a map of Armadillo, and it's like, I promised you such and such, but you chose nothing, so now you'll suffer with disease or whatever. When later in the game, when you go there as John... you find out there's a massive like cholera outbreak in Armadillo, and they're like
burning bodies
and stuff. And you go to the grocery shop or whatever, and the guy standing there behind the counter, he's got a photo of the mysterious stranger like up on the shelf behind him, and you can interact and like, John's like, who's that photo of? That guy looks familiar or whatever. And then it's like, I don't remember where I got this photo. That was one thing I wanted, and he was back.
Yeah.
The second thing I wanted was the honor system, were more fleshed out, like honor system and that, which we did get. Customization on horses, saddles, guns, all that shit we got.
Yeah.
Not terribly extensive, but it was still quite good for what it was.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
physics overall.
And in online, I thought the currency that we would have online was called bonds. Like, you get bearer bonds instead of shark cards. It's just gold. You just get gold. Patrick Brown, what you wanted was, you thought you wouldn't play as John. You thought John would be a villain, and you would play as like a new member of the gang, and that at the end of the game you thought it'd be cool if your character would give John his scars at the end of the game.
Ah, that's right.
And you said, to quote Patrick Brown, you wanted John to be a real son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, you got a bit of that.
That's what I thought he'd be, yeah.
And you wanted Sasquatches.
Yes, I was about to say, that's one thing I think that we're missing in this with Bigfoot. We didn't really have any, I couldn't...
Oh, and Undead Nightmare, which maybe we will.
Because I thought they'd be...
that's a topic I wanted to ask, was like, what do you reckon the reality of getting an Undead Nightmare is? Do you think it's going to be a single player experience again like the other one, or are we just going to get like Red Dead Online event for like a week or like a month where it just turns to zombies for a while?
I reckon it'll be a separate thing online. You know how you play GTA Online and you've got like, here's the stunt races, and here's now they've got like the Mad Max style RC cars in the arena. You got to blow each other up or whatever.
It'll never be as good as the real
I imagine
one.
Maybe... I don't know. It couldn't be just for a month because no one would accept it. People would want to go back and play it or whatever. You know, if people didn't play it in that month, they'd miss out. You know, there'd be no way they'd do that. Maybe
they might surprise us.
I think it could go either way.
Secret, you know, just like a month from now, they'll be like, Undead Nightmare comes out, and it might be a real. How cool would that be? I'd love it back.
We talked about possibility, like with GTA 5, possibility of like multiple characters, playing as multiple characters. If we did have multiple characters, Bob, you wanted them to have like different skill sets. So if you were to play as multiple characters, you know, you've got the guy who's the all-around guy, you've got the other guy who's the heavy hitter, you've got the other guy who's like a stealth guy, you know, or bows and arrows, that kind of thing. So, you know, there were different kind of skill sets or classes, you know, inverted commas.
Yeah.
I'm glad they stuck with the one character in the end. I think it was cool that, like, you did kind of get that. You did kind of get, like, you go and do your mission with, you know, one dude to be different from the other. You know, the way that they approached each mission. You know, you did a mission with Micah. You kind of always knew what you were in for.
I love going on missions with Charles.
Yeah, Charles is kind of like your ultimate fun sidekick guy, isn't he? Like, I think he's kind of like the most likable of the gang in the end, isn't he? I think that's probably why they kept him around right until up at the end. Because he kind of is sort of the one likable dude in the gang, and one level-headed.
It was cool seeing Sadie grow, like, as a person. She was
like right at the start of the game, like it all goes pear-shaped for her.
She gets her scars there too, didn't she? From the start.
But she's got that loose cannon thing where, like, sometimes she'll just fly off the handle, and you're like, whoa, fucking chill.
Did you guys do that side mission that she had where you go to the farm and she wants revenge on all the O'Driscolls?
I did that.
That was cool. That was awesome.
And the last thing you wanted, Bob, was in online to have beard options because they didn't have beards in GTA 5.
We got those. I think.
We did get those.
Plenty of beard options.
I found the character creation thing was
pretty woeful.
Oh, it's just like it's not terrible, but it was just like not easy.
There was no real option to have a kind of an Arthur looking guy, like a kind of a good looking,
halfway decent looking character.
I found they all look like
they're all ugly.
Yeah. So I just made mine the ugliest I could do. Like, he's 60 years old and he's ugly.
But it was just, it just didn't get there.
It was
the kind of looks like
me,
like the hillbilly version of you.
Yeah, if you squint, it looks like me. But
I don't have that temptation to go online like I used to with the old games.
It's quite a different experience, Red Dead Online. We played a little bit of online. It's okay. Like, the beta's got like a lot of bugs and stuff. It's still in the beta.
It's pretty much exactly like the main story game, really. It just felt like playing that just online.
There's stuff like in the main. In the campaign, we don't get to see Bonnie McFarlane, but in online we do. We go and do missions for. You're like, holy shit, it's Bonnie McFarlane, and you do missions for her, and she's got a real nice. Like, she's younger, and the character model's fantastic.
Like when you found that letter in the main game, and it was to Bonnie, and that guy dies on the beach.
And I thought if I just happened to come across her, like for a mission, I thought maybe I'll just interact with her in the mission, but because I found this, like, I could never find this guy,
I know you can-
and I still do the mission. But if I do find him and I do have this letter, I do the mission, and then there's a little extra thing where, oh, by the way, you're Bonnie McFarlane, I found this letter, and there's just that little extra, because I found this guy,
Would've
and
been
I got
great.
that letter, but that didn't happen.
Suppose it just doesn't work because the only time you get to go down that way is when you're John, and John doesn't meet her till the first game, does he? So
Yeah, that's right.
suppose they just
It's not like he lived very far away.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not that
exactly.
far.
Next town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Online's a funny beast, isn't it? Like I'm
Very
the same,
funny.
Oh,
I'm
the
same with
pricing's
Paddy,
terrible
like,
again.
I'm
of
not
everything.
compelled to play it. I think as well though. Like I mean, you guys all have it on PlayStation, and I've got it on Xbox. So I mean, I've got no one else to play it with. But when I get in there, it feels like, I don't know, it's like the whole cowboy experience is ruined by all the mic chatter and shit. And like, you can mute all that stuff, but then you don't know when 10 guys are fucking ganging up on you because you can't hear what they're doing. So it's.
Do you know, I probably wouldn't have touched online.
It's a very different beast.
If I didn't get those bonuses when I bought the game that give you like a couple of good horses at the start of online,
Guns.
If I didn't have that nice horse at the beginning of it, and I was stuck with that little rickety kind of slow horse that's puffed out every 30 seconds, I would not touch online again because it's too much hard work to get a new horse. And that was just terrible. I was like, I can't even ride like a couple of meters up the road without it clonking out.
Yeah, that's
and dying
all I've
on
got
me
at the moment. It just drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's too slow, and it just takes all the fun out.
I think they needed to change the formula a bit for online too. Well, I mean, it's probably obviously going to work for them long run anyway. But I think like it could have benefited from changing the formula away from the GDA online thing, because it's basically the same game with horses now. But where they just made it more of a co-op kind of situation where, rather than just being thrown in with all these strangers and stuff, where we could organize and get together, and play a session together by ourselves, and or all jump in, or all just have like one persistent game world where we can all come in and out and affect. You know, with or without you guys there, like if it just continued on like the single player game, but we all could form a posse in that world.
That was one thing I did say.
I mean, that's technical limitations
that I would have wanted for the main story, like the campaign and that as well, to have like a co-op option, so you can play the missions singly, but then like, you know, if I'm doing a mission and, you know, there's Dutch or Micah or someone like that, there's a co-op option where you guys could jump in and you could just play as one of those characters just to help me out for that mission, you know, but we didn't get that as well. But no, that would have been cool. Maybe for the Red Dead 3.
Yeah.
Oh, finally, to wrap it up, I loved the prison breaking John out of prison, and we didn't talk about horse balls once.
Horse balls.
We better talk about that right now. Put your hand up if you shot a horse in the balls in the game.
No, I couldn't do it.
No, I didn't do it either. I barely looked at. I don't even think I looked at horse.
Apparently, they
once.
shrink up in the snow too. I didn't notice though.
Just like yours.
They would, yeah.
I had female horses most of the game, so
Yeah, me too.
I had a glitch with.
He's like,
I had a
"That's
glitch
my
with
girl."
mine. I had a glitch with mine. I had a male horse, and every time Arthur got on, he's like, "Girl," and I was like, "I'm not a girl. I'm a boy. It's a boy horse. Look at those testes."
How did you guys feel the first time your horse died? Or how many horses have you been through in the game, in your playthrough?
I would get a horse and then upgrade it to max, and then get so far into the game, and then just visit a stable.
Maybe I should say, how many have died? How many of your horses have died?
I never killed any, except for the one right at the end when I was playing as Arthur.
I had a few like flailing around.
Yeah.
Actually, that was one favourite moment. A horrible moment was very early on. It was like the first couple of days I was playing. And I was at the stables in Valentine, and I came out with my brand spanking new horse. And I'm like, oh yeah, got my horse, look at me. And I'm like spinning the camera around, checking out my horse, like, fucking hell, this thing looks awesome. And then I ran over, just trampled a dog that was laying on the street. And then the dog starts whimpering and crying. And then all the fucking townsfolk are just like freaking out. like, yo, you ran over that dog. Oh, get him. And the whole town just fucking turned on me for accidentally backing over this dog. And I got run out of Valentine fucking bounties.
There's a lot of that in that
Police
game,
coming
man.
after you.
Poor fucking dog I left like laying in the distance just
Oh, no.
in the mud. And because the mud's so thick in Valentine, the poor thing's just like getting covered. And I'm like, I think I remember messaging you after that. And
Yeah,
I
you
said,
did,
I
yeah.
said, don't let your missus watch you play this game because it is fucked to animals. Like that poor dog. Oh.
When she was here, I couldn't do any hunting and skinning because I get in trouble.
Oh yeah, when my horse first died, it was like it was definitely painful to watch. It was like it tells you it's critically injured, and I had I didn't even know that potions existed thing that could bring it back. But it was just like on the ground. It was kind of in pain and that, and I had to put it out of its misery. I can't remember how I did it, but yeah, that was really, really hard. And then you have to take your saddle off it and everything. Yeah, and then I was walking around with this saddle, nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
So I had to walk for 10 minutes until I found some strange horse. It was attached to a cart, so I just cut the cord and took the horse, put a saddle on it, and went off with it.
That was one thing I forgot to mention in that as well. This will be my last thing. But how we were talking about how the game ropes you into specific situations. I told you guys this the other night. I was riding through Saint Denis, and I was riding kind of along the main foreshore kind of thing at the bottom of the map. And I got to a point, and I could hear in the distance from like a couple of blocks away, there was a commotion, there was a woman screaming, you could hear someone going, give me your whatever, give me your money or whatever. And then you're trying to find out what's going on because you're like, oh, I got to get in and do this. And I rode like the 2 blocks, and then when I found where they were, I was on my horse, and the camera was like looking up to the left, and my horse was side on. And I saw this in the distance, and then this guy shot this woman, and I lost honor. And technically, I wasn't even in the situation. I was probably 50, 60,
fair,
70 meters away, but I was still penalized for that. And I was like, I wasn't even in. I might have not decided. I could have just sat there and done nothing, but then I suppose that would have been the less honorable thing to do. But then, in that instance, I was like, fuck this game, reloaded it, and then I like pelted over there.
This is the callback to the start of the show where I was
Yeah.
you a hard time about
And then I rode up there and I think I plowed over this guy with my horse. I fucking just went straight over the top of him. And then, I was like, here you go, man, take your bag. And then I got some honor off that. And I was like, fuck this game. Like, I'm not being penalized that I didn't even, I didn't have a chance to do anything. Anyway.
I did the exact same thing.
That's my last thing. Patrick Brown, would you recommend Red Dead Redemption 2 to anyone who hasn't played it?
Yes, I would.
Bobby Baxter, would you recommend it?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd recommend it,
It's
definitely.
a must play, really.
Definitely, yep.
Patrick, what would you give it out of 5 or 10 or whatever your rating scale is? How many horse balls would you give it out of 5?
I'll go 10.
10 pairs of horse balls out of 10.
A scale of 10, so I'll probably give it do you know what? I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Whoa, that's lower than I thought.
That's low. That's low balling.
Nothing to
That's
do
low
with
horse
balling. It's polished. It's perfect game. Like in that way, it's just more of the rating is coming more of overall kind of enjoyment, and
It's not a perfect game.
yeah, it's what I got out of it, and the way
that's
I felt.
Totally fair enough.
I love the story. Everything's perfect. It's just it's big. It's hard to take it to handle. You know what I mean? And especially when you don't have a lot of hours and. In that kind of way, and the overall kind of enjoyment, I got a lot more of enjoyment out of like Spider-Man or God of War. Then this is my out of them games, this is my third on that list. So Spider-Man, God of War, then Red Dead Redemption's my top faves. So this
Bob?
one's definitely an 8 out of 10 for me.
Bob, Pat set the scale out of 10. What would you give Red Dead Redemption 2 out of 10?
I'm kind of conflicted with this one too, because I did love the shit out of it, and I appreciate all the damn hard work.
We don't get games like this every day.
I really appreciate this game.
Really, it's next level shit. It's really pushing the boundaries of what games can do at the moment. But with that, with all that sort of pushing forward, like I said before, the shortcomings become so much more clear.
Prominent.
Yeah, so it's weird. I think I'd have to just give it a 9 out of 10 because it's doing everything it set out to do, and it was fucking great story, and And like, as far as like, I spent about $64, I think I bought it for on launch day. And holy shit, did I get my money's worth. Like, it's a big, long game, and half of the shit that you guys are talking about tonight, I haven't even fucking seen, so thanks for spoiling all that.
Yeah.
There's UFOs in the game, Bob.
Yeah. So, you know, there's so much more to see yet, and, like, online's not really for me, but that is another whole fucking chunk of game that is... like, you know, a large chunk. I mean, it's expensive to do some of the stuff and get some of the progression in it. It is this pay to win system kind of thing. But at the same time, like, if you just took the time and played through it for free, I mean, it'd take a lot of fucking hours to do it. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of free content to be had there on top of an already ridiculously huge game. So, yeah, you got to give it top marks for that. Like, there's not many games that come out that offer you that level of freedom and content, like just crazy amount of content, and the quality that they were achieving. So
yeah,
I'll give it a 9.
9 out of 10 from me. If I was to rate the story, I'd give it like 15 out of 10 because it was fantastic. Just, you know, a couple of little minor things. You know, it's not a perfect game. A perfect game will get 10 out of 10, but nothing's ever perfect. Except for Resident Evil 2, nearly. But but yeah, 9 out of 10 from me. I think I've said everything I need to say. Horseballs.
I feel like I did a lot of complaining for a game that I just scored 9 out of 10. But it's just that.
Yeah, but I talked about negatives for an hour and they're just minor things.
You spend that much time with a thing, though, and you do tend to dwell on the negative rather than the positive.
Got to have that faith.
I think it's just
have some goddamn faith. We're going to Tahiti.
The end of the game is coming, Arthur. It's coming. Just one more mission.
Arthur's just looking at like a postcard of Tahiti. And then he's like, where the fuck's Tahiti?
Fucking dies trying to finish this game. Yeah. And then John's like, just one more mission. Just one more mission.
Because we haven't done it in such a long time, we don't really do it anymore. Bobby Baxter, if people want to find you online, where can they go?
Oh, where can they go again? Bobby Baxter Cartoons on Instagram and Facebook, but probably not Facebook for too long because I'm actually planning on quitting soon.
Same.
I've had enough of Facey. It takes up too much of my life, so...
Yep, I agree.
Facebook can still own my ass via Instagram, so yeah, find me over there, Bobby Baxter Cartoons.
Patrick Brown?
Patrick Brown Art on Instagram and Facebook, and patrickbrownart.com.
And DeviantArt.
And I'm in DeviantArt as well. Just Patrick Brown on there.
And if you want to find the Bearded Geeks online, you can go to Facebook, facebook.com/Bearded Geeks Pod. We're on Instagram. We're on TeePublic. Don't bother going to Twitter because I fucking hate Twitter and I stopped using it about 5 months ago. So there's nothing new on there for like the last 5 months. I fucking hate it. Where else are we? YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Nice.
Bob, thanks for coming in. This has been our longest episode yet. We're sitting at 2 hours and 27 minutes. We better run this up real quick.
My bladder can feel all of those 2.5 hours.
We talked about a lot of Red Dead 2. I hope you got out of it what you wanted. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to do our Terminator Genesis audio commentary in the next couple of weeks. Ooh. It's going to happen. Finally.
Yep.
Say goodbye, everyone. We'll see you all next week on the Bearded Geeks. Hey!